All right,
If I see
three,
Rex online, I
two,
will
one. Get your racism out now.
black.
Okay, good. I recorded 3 seconds ago.
Oh
Okay.
fuck.
Do you have any words before we begin, sir?
Hello. My name is K1. I'm going to be the racist of the party. Uh, I found this video when looking up Star Wars racism, and I decided to force Rat to watch it with me. Say hi, Rat.
Hello, Rat. I am Rat. I will be his prisoner for this. I have a feeling it's going to be really stupid. Just and we looked at some of the comments already, and it seems like it's going to go that way. We would have Willem here. He is very racist. However, the problem with Willem is you can't get a hold of him, so it will be just us today,
That's right.
unfortunately.
Just us. Black Lives Matter.
Except
I'm sorry, that was awful.
my mom, I watched a Chris Rock. I had surgery today, and I watched a Chris Rock special, like comedy special with my mom, and I'm opening up a can. And he starts talking like about politics and shit. And he got to race, and my mom instantly stopped liking it, and she starts like in Spanish going like BLM this, BLM that, and it was really funny. All right. Let's see.
uh,
This is our first time using Watch Together proper in a video, so you might notice there's gonna be some desyncing, but we'll try and overcome.
Now, Rat, I feel like this is important to ask. Have you, as a black man, ever experienced racism from the Star Wars community?
No. However, I'm not black, so that probably has something to do with it.
Ah, I see. Um,
I am
I
brown. I know
I
that's
have
not enough of a minority for these guys to care, but
correct.
I am not white. How about you, sir?
Um, I will be honest and say no. I have never seen any genuine racism from the community. I've seen people look at the new Star Wars stuff and immediately go, "Oh, it's woke," because there's like people of color in it. And while I don't think that's like the good response to have, it usually turns out that the shit is in fact
Yeah,
quite
I was gonna
woke.
say
Other than that, the only other thing I've seen is like the occasional random Twitter person with like no followers go on about white people. That's
yeah.
about it.
Well, I was gonna say I usually see it go the other direction. I usually see
Yeah.
very left lean to Star Wars fans. So I'm very curious. I have a feeling this video, just based on the comments, I have a feeling this video is going to be a lot of these guys got internet hate that used racial slurs, and if that's the case, I hate to break it to you, that's most of the internet. And
Yeah.
just like
It,
anywhere, like I don't know if you've ever been in traffic and pissed someone off, or if someone has pissed you off in traffic. But what happens when someone's annoyed or miffed or pissed, and there's someone in front of them who is the target? They will look at things on the person to insult them. If you're a fat guy and you cause a traffic, you can bet your ass there's going to be some insults about your weight when you step out
yeah.
of your car. Same as when
Even
you're
if
black, same as when you're Hispanic. If you're an Asian, God forbid. Uh, but that's what I mean. Like it's people are gonna look for shit to insult you, and
yeah,
all these people do by making videos like this is they just feed it. But watch, Caleb. Well, go ahead.
even if they don't, like people are going to get like overly frustrated and they need a vent for it. Now we're not condoning when they do that,
Yeah.
obviously,
Well, yeah.
but they will when they see like how woke everything has become, and it kind of has. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know, where there's smoke, there's fire. Um, they get frustrated that the stuff they used to love is now becoming like this, and thus they lash out. And
Yeah.
they don't really lash out at Disney all the time because Disney's a faceless corporation. So they'll lash out at the people that they perceive to be at fault.
Yeah.
It's not right, but that's what happens.
Yeah. Well, and to extrapolate that and go, well, that's because Star Wars fans are racist. I just think that's silly, and that's how I feeling this video is going to go. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. We shall begin in 3, 2, 1, -1. There we go.
Hi everyone, hope you're doing well, because I'm not.
Pause for a moment. Pause for a moment. Of course
Sorry,
he
I'm
has that
already laughing.
voice. Of course he has that
I'm already
voice.
laughing. Okay.
That is an unfortunate vocal tone, my friend.
You said, I hope you're having a good day, because I am not. I saw a mean comment. Oh, my God. Was that it? Is that all you wanted to say?
No, the stormtroopers look very skinny. They need some meat on their bones.
Gain some weight.
Yeah.
I was gonna say eat some Grox meat, but that's the wrong setting.
Look at that stormtrooper's shoulder on the right. Doesn't it look like it's just like hanging there?
Yeah, it's
like
like an
nothing
artist. It's an
it?
artist who forgot to fill it in on the drawing. That's funny.
Yeah.
Feel free to pause and play on your own. I think with two people we can manage.
Oh, it doesn't work. Oh no, does it work on my end? Yeah, it does. Okay, I guess. It did for a second, then it stopped. I assume you
Come
paused
back
it.
from a lovely stroll into town with a latte and a pan of raisin. It was a great afternoon.
Yeah, it's playing for me
Then
now.
I made the mistake of opening Reddit,
I'm on
where I
Reddit.
had the misfortune of seeing this post from r/Star Wars at the top of my screen. In case you've got this on in the background.
Notice that. Pause for a second. Pause. Notice how he clicked the vote down button and then it went off, and then he had to click it again.
Why is there a Tusken?
Why is it? Whoa, hang on.
On the bottom right.
Oh my god, why is there a Tusken there?
That's funny. That's probably what the joke is. That's probably what he's upset about.
No.
I bet you.
Look,
the post.
I bet that he's not upset about that. We've seen this argument before, that they'll try and dismiss the argument that, well, the Star Wars fandom isn't racist because there's a fuck ton of other people of color that have been in it, and everyone likes them. Which, in fairness, I can only see like one person of color there that I know no one likes.
Is it
It's Rose. It's the one above the Tusken Raider. Everyone loves the Tusken Raider.
I like the Tusken Raider.
Yeah, Tusken Raider is a fan favorite.
He did more to further the story than Rose did.
Literally, he sets the hero on his path. He also scares the shit out of C-3PO, who we know is a homosexual. He's based.
He just knew that C-3PO spoke Sith, and he wanted to put a stop to it.
Yeah, he was like, I gotta stop this.
I have a feeling his gripe is that this person on r/Star Wars actually had a sense of humor, and is posting this meme like, no, we have minority characters, and they put a Tusken in there as a joke. That's what I think happened, and he's upset about that. But I'm gonna rewind about it.
If we look at the Star Wars galaxy as a whole, Tusken Raiders are a minority.
That's true. They're an indigenous people.
Yeah,
they're fighting back against the colonizers.
They get persecuted very often, stereotyped as being violent, brutal savages.
Like, look at their name. Look at their name. Tusken Raiders. They weren't even all the Raiders of Tusken. I'm
exactly.
That.
Yeah, they probably didn't even get. That probably isn't even their actual name. They probably just got given that by the racist.
I'm not even kidding.
Humans.
Like, Tusken Raiders are named after a specific tribe of them that were raiding the Tusken outskirts, and they called them Tusken Raiders as a result. But it was a specific.
So racist.
Yeah, very.
We need to end discrimination against Star Wars' greatest minority.
And Jawa superiority on Tatooine.
Yeah, literally. Wait, no, we can't do that because the Jawas are black.
Okay, I was gonna go somewhere else with that one, but sure. All right, are you ready?
Yeah, continue.
/Star Wars at the top of my screen. In case you've got this on in the background, or in case you've taken a vow to never read anything from r/Star Wars ever again, let me describe to you what we're seeing here.
Hold on, I want to read this myself before we look. Being the most diverse I think we've ever seen in the galaxy before, Ingram told The Independent. To me, it's long overdue. If you got talking droids and aliens, but no people of color, it doesn't make any sense. It's 2022, you know. Okay, and then the response to this is this picture right here of all the minorities we have in Star Wars.
Yeah, and the Redditor in question asks the question: has she ever seen Star Wars?
Yeah. So, do you have any objection with what is being presented right here? The counter argument, I should say.
I think one of my main objections would be most of these people are from the fucking new shit. But other than that, no.
Well, actually, I would disagree because I thought about that too. Look, Lando, Mace, technically that's also Lando, but that is a new movie. Let's see, Boba,
The Tusken Raider.
the Tusken Raider, Bail Organa there,
Captain, yeah, kinda.
and then the Captain Panaka or whatever his name is.
I would. Did you count Boba Fett?
I did.
Okay.
And
Bail Organa. Count Bail Organa too, because he was in the prequels.
I did count Bail Organa.
Oh, I'm retarded. Forgive me.
It's fine. So it's not even that it's mostly the new stuff. It's just that we did have it. And my only argument is that there's more minorities in the originals that we don't see. There's a little Indian kid that coined wizard in episode 1. Like, and that's just I just know that because I watched it recently.
Commander Cody.
Well, I mean, all the clones, like literally all the
Yeah,
clones.
literally all the clones. Jango Fett. I doubt we could count that because it's all the same fucking actor, but still.
They're technically their characters, no.
Yeah.
A bunch of the Jedi. You see a bunch of minority Jedi on Geonosis. Granted, they take like 80% casualties, but they all did. You see minorities in the Rebel Alliance a lot, so it's like I don't think it's an issue. I think. Yeah, you're gonna see more of it in the new stuff, but I think it was always Star Wars was always diverse, and that's never been a problem for the setting. It's not like something where, what's a good example?
I mean, this image just shows like the live action minority characters. If we go into like the comics, the EU, all that shit,
even just the
we get a
Clone
fuck
Wars,
ton
like,
more.
Idris Elba there. I think he plays the character from the Clone Wars, where they're freedom fighters.
Yeah, he plays Saul Guerrero.
Yeah, exactly, and he has a sister that's also not white. But anyway, I don't take issue with the post. I want to see what his issue with the post is.
There's a quote from Moses Ingram, who plays the new Sith Inquisitor Reva in Obi-Wan Kenobi, promoting the show, saying, "Obi-Wan."
She's flat.
I like how she has a very modern haircut.
Yeah,
like if she wasn't wearing the Inquisitor uniform when she walked into my any of the jobs I work, I would not look twice.
That seems like a major hazard
for a lot of these, but a lot of these are just practical hairstyles. So I could see that, but like that, I don't know.
Yeah, I can see like one hairstyle that's a bit iffy in that compilation, and it's that weird afro one that the chick has at the top. Yeah, but like those people can have like normal haircuts because they're just normal people.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Fucking Ingram's an Inquisitor. Yeah, she's an Inquisitor. Imagine if a Jedi just decides to like use the Force to snatch her fucking wig.
That'd be fun.
Or, like pull it off.
Well, like if you go like 2 down from Lando, that girl there, she's very clearly like not in a combat position, so there's no issue with her hair having just natural hair. You know what I mean?
She's hot.
I don't know, man. Go back 2 up to Lando.
Hey, look. You can have both, okay?
Oh, yeah.
One is going to bring the most diversity I think we've ever seen in the galaxy before. To me, it's long overdue. If you've got talking droids and aliens, but no people of color, it doesn't make any sense. It's
no people of color even, not even few.
2022, you know? That's
it's
the
current.
point.
It's current year.
Of course, presented out of context, without any link provided to the original article. I wonder if the rest of the article.
Okay, hang on.
Hold on.
What context?
Yeah,
what context makes that better?
Let me.
That's a very That's a very clear-cut statement. She says there's no people of color in Star Wars, and there should be because it's 2022.
What was her first name? Laura.
Laura Ingram, I think its name is, or like Moses Ingram, something like that. Something stupid.
Star Wars. No,
while you're looking that up, I'd like to point out, even though he had like basically no character, I really liked the big Asian dude from Rogue One, who has like the big gun.
Oh,
he's cool.
Fucking Fox News bitch. I mean, very nice lady. Sorry. Okay, so Ingram, Star Wars. I'm gonna read this article. Independent.
He might also bring up like the context.
That
in the
quote
video.
is the headline. That quote is literally the headline.
Oh no! Oh, what? Hang on. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, we're nice people in this server. Let's see if he actually addresses that. You know.
Hold on, I'm reading the article real quick. Actors of color received a disproportionate amount of abuse online from Star Wars fan. Yeah, that like Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hayden Christensen didn't get abuse.
Normally, I'm going to be honest. Normally, when actors get abused in these, not saying it's good, obviously, but it's normally because their characters were very fucking shitty.
Yeah, well, like I
And it was,
like
like,
the
bad
prequels, and like even in the case of Hayden Christensen, who I actually think is good. It's just because the dialogue he has and the way it's delivered is very clumsy, and so people just latched.
He's a very good. He's a very good actor.
I think
he just needed better direction.
Wait, hold on. They even mentioned Hayden Christensen in the article.
Oh my god!
So why would they
What the
right above that? They talk about, oh yeah, man, it's just, or right below that they say actors of color received a disproportionate amount of abuse, but then right above it, it mentions Jake Lloyd and Hayden Christensen, both white.
Yeah.
Very fucking selective.
Does it mention Jar Jar Binks as actor?
It does.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's something that gets brought up a lot.
Yeah, I know, but it's not because no one knew he was black. I didn't think he was black. I thought it was just a fucking white dude they threw in the back and said, do a funny accent.
God, that guy up top right corner looks fat in that jacket.
I think he's
in a dad pose. He's in a fucking dad pose.
I think he might just be kind of fat. I think that's just him actually.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Like half of the dudes in this are fucking
Boba,
a bit chunky.
Unfortunately, Carl Weathers.
Boba, Idris Elba looks kind of chunky. Yeah, Rose.
Yeah, I was gonna say, am I allowed to mention Rose, or is that still personal?
Well, Kelly Marie Tran got severely harassed. Apparently,
we gotta get in this Tusken
Raider
diet.
I could completely believe. You know,
we gotta do this Tusken Raider diet, bro.
Tusken Raider. Imagine Anakin walking up to kill the Tusken Raiders, and that dude right there in that image appears. He rips off his fucking robes. He's jacked under there. He's got like he's got like a red and blue lightsaber, like
not
Robot
even.
Chicken Boba
Anakin
Fett.
does a slash across his rippling abs, and it just bounces off, and he just flexes.
He's been raiding the protein bars.
Yeah. Yeah, they hit a muscle milk convoy.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, let's go. Are you at 44 seconds roughly?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Doesn't make any sense. It's 2022, you know? That's the quote. It is, of course, presented out of context, without any link provided to the original
so we
article.
review the context.
I wonder
That's
if the
pretty
rest
accurate.
of the article will be relevant later.
Foreshadowing.
Now, if you've ever waded into the dragon snake-infested swamp that is the Star Wars fanbase, you're probably already thinking,
Good faith.
I bet this
We're going into this with such good faith.
Good faith.
Holy shit! All right, are you at 105?
105. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just paranoid that this desyncs a lot.
That is an unfortunate full screen fucking Finn with his mouth agape.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
no.
I don't even know what he was shouting about in that.
Rose put it in without lube, dude.
Oh no! He's like, no! Stay back! I'm waiting till marriage.
I'm gay. No.
This isn't going to go down well. And you'd be right, because that quote is positioned next to a collage showing all of Star Wars' non-white
It
characters.
got
It
removed.
got removed.
Oh,
Fucking jammies. Holy
that's
shit.
funny. All right. Let's. Are you at 113?
Yeah.
All right. I know that's gonna get annoying. I'm paranoid.
It's fine.
All right. Let's go.
Characters, with the post being titled, "Has she not watched a Star Wars movie?" Normally I'd just downvote this and keep scrolling, but this really got under my skin, to the point that I've put on hold
That's
the video I was
such a
meant to be
bitch
working on
fucking
today.
thing
Because
to
I'm
say.
sick of seeing posts like this and just moving on, taking their existence for granted. In this video then, I'm going to exhaustively break down this post.
I'm not sure that's what take something for granted. I'm not sure he used that correctly.
Yeah, Yeah, what is he taking for granted that these people
I take his
exist?
post for granted. It's like,
I don't
no.
see. I don't see how he's taking that for granted. She said something that's blatantly false. He presented evidence that to show that what she said was false.
Yeah, like even if like not even like if she said there are no people of color, like that's a pretty definitive statement. It's like if I said, and I'm not saying I can't even see. I'm afraid to make an example here. Here, I'll use an extinct culture. If I said the Vandals as a culture, there's not a single good person within the Vandal culture, right? That's a pretty definitive statement. Then you go, well, where's the context for that? No, you don't need. Like, it's a pretty definitive statement. So unless I'm quoting someone else or I'm referring to the mindset of the Romans or something, there's not context that applies. She just straight up said there are no people of color in the Star Wars universe. Yeah. And if you got talking towards an aliens, but no people of color. Yeah, no people of color. Not few, not little, not disproportionate, not anything. But then she also mentions the fact in the article, which I did check for context, that or she didn't mention it, but the author of the article did, that other people of color have gotten harassment.
Which is true.
Which, if that is true, and it is true, then that means she's just automatically wrong. Because Obi-Wan is not the first show with a person of color in Star Wars. But anyway, playing from 135.
What it's saying, what it's insinuating, and how it works on multiple levels to spread hate and bigotry. So, let's begin.
Your point is wrong. He
just
said your point is wrong, and that means you're spreading hate and bigotry. Oh my god.
Hey, hang on. Why did that post have 4.1 downvotes?
Because
4.1k downvotes. I don't get that.
Because it's Reddit. The dude was correct. He made a valid point.
Yeah, of course.
And then they're like, can't have that. Like,
it's been like a year since I've been on Reddit. Forgive me.
I pop into Reddit every now and then, because I get notifications still. And for example, the other day I saw a post about Custer's Last Stand. Or no, it was about some other fight, some other battle. And someone mentioned Custer, and they're like, yeah, Custer was an idiot. He didn't bring up the Gatling guns. And he got like 400 upvotes. And then I replied and left a post about like, well, he didn't bring the Gatling guns, but here's a quote from a contemporary general at the time who said Gatlings are useless for Indian fighting. And here's a quote from this, and here's a quote from this, and here's some dissenting posts. And so it's not that he just didn't bring the Gatlings. It's not that easy. I got 2 upvotes. So it's like I don't want to use the term echo chamber because that's a very circa 2015 term, but that's kind of what it is. They just want to validate each other. They don't actually care.
It's exactly what it is. They just want to hear their own opinions.
Yeah. Like go into the Age of Sigmar, go to the Age of Sigmar Reddit, and you'll want to cry. All right, I'm playing from 143.
This collage of non-white faces in Star Wars includes some iconic characters, like Lando Calrissian.
Wait, did you just say some?
Lando again.
Go back a couple of seconds. Yeah. I want to listen to that again.
So, let's begin. This collage of non-white faces in Star Wars includes some iconic characters, like Lando.
Yeah, I think that's...
Yeah. I think most of them are iconic, though.
I guess Rose is iconic in a way. she will not be easily forgotten.
Yeah, the Tusken Raider is by far the most iconic.
Yeah, I love the Tusken, bro. I see that image all the time. My mom laughed when because I actually watched Star Wars with me recently.
Yeah.
When he goes, she fucking cracked up.
They have such a rich, diverse culture too.
Yeah, they're indigenous. They're just trying to drive out the interlopers. All right, are you at 148?
Let me check. Yes.
All right.
Lando Calrissian, Mace Windu, and Lando again, I guess, but it also contains a Tusken Raider, which...
I told you. I told you he's going for the Tusken. I told you that's what upset him. I bet you that's...
But there's more iconic characters there.
Yeah, I like how he tried to make it seem like there wasn't a lot.
Even if they're fucking new. Are you honestly going to tell me that Finn isn't iconic?
He said Lando, Mace, and I guess Lando again. Like, there's not the rest of the fucking picture.
Dude, the Mandalorian is right there.
Boba Fett. Like, literally.
Boba Fett's right there. I imagine there's people who are like big fans of the captain from Naboo, and they're like, "Oh man,
dude, he's
I
a
didn't even mention him."
I watched that movie recently.
Yeah, he's really he's cool as shit.
Yeah, like he openly questions the Jedi, not like in an annoying way. He's like,
Yeah.
I disagree with the Jedi on this. I think it's a safety concern.
His fucking drip, his uniform
True,
is
man.
fucking awesome. Look at that hat.
Yeah, well, even when they're like they fight the battle droids, and they're like, we're just an undermanned, under-equipped security garrison, and they have a running battle with the battle droids, and they win, like, and they outplay them, and, like they're really cool. I actually like the Naboo security force.
Compare his drip to like the drip of some of these newer characters.
Yeah, a lot of the newer characters, the costume design.
They don't even have hats.
Yeah, that's true. No hats.
The hot chick there gets some points because she's wearing like goggles and a Nazi armband.
A Nazi armband. No,
it's a red armband. It's a red armband.
It's just a scavenger thing, I guess.
Yeah. Germany were quite famous for being scavengers.
Yeah, when they were fucking barbarians unga-bunging all over the Romans.
Fucking
I like Carl Weathers, man.
Yeah, Carl Weathers. He's really good. I cannot for the life of me.
I just did for a little experiment for me. Like, I'm gonna go through these characters of the ones I know, that is, and I'm going to because there's a couple I don't know, like the girl third from the left, the one you like, and then the girl with the afro. I don't know who they are, but I'm just gonna go through the characters real quick, and I'm gonna see how many of these characters have a positive impression of. Lando is based. Mace Windu's based. I don't know who that girl is. Carl Weathers, I forget his name in the show, but I liked him in that, actually. Lando, I haven't seen the solo version of Lando, but I like Lando. Saw Gerrera, I have mixed feelings on as a character, but I wouldn't say I have negative feelings about him. I like Moff Gideon a lot. Finn, they had a lot of potential with Finn that was goofed. I think he's
people still really like Finn though.
Yeah,
they're always crying about how
I think he's a poor character. I don't think I have a negative impression of him, if that makes sense.
People like the actor too.
Yeah,
they really like the actor.
I don't know who this girl is. Boba Fett.
I do.
Yeah, what's she
that girl is from the last Star Wars movie that came out. She helps Finn do shit.
What The Last Jedi?
No, the one after that.
I'm sorry, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Really
unfortunate.
So I guess they gave up on the Rose Finn thing, or yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, they made her fuck off.
Yeah, they're like, no, go back to your race, I guess. We don't want you spreading around.
Go back to your swamp, Shrek.
They're afraid that's going to damage China's reception.
Yeah, literally.
That's funny.
She's not Chinese. She's not even Chinese.
A joke. She's Vietnamese, probably. I bet you. Actually, what do you think she is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's Korean.
Really? My guess is Vietnamese.
I've heard Korean. Oh god, we're gonna get shit for.
We're just guessing, man. If you see a dude and you're like, oh, I think he's Portuguese or Brazilian, and you're wrong, that's not a big deal.
No, I don't factor them into those. I
get
factor
fucked.
them
She's
into
from Vietnam, or her parents are from Vietnam.
You win this range.
Her parents were refugees from Vietnam who fled the country following the Vietnam War. After moving to the United States, her father worked at Burger King to support the family. That's actually really interesting.
Yeah. God,
I have no ill will against
from fucking Burger King to one of the biggest franchises in the West.
She
Holy
looks way
shit!
better without that costume. The costume designers did her dirty, man. That's funny.
Send me an image. I want to see it.
Okay. In no mic, sir. Or I'm sorry, it's in your DMs.
She looks really fucking good.
Yeah, way
when they
better.
don't try and make her make her look like that.
Yeah. Damn. But yeah, so she's Vietnamese. I'm just making a joke because it's funny. I find it funny that they changed the romance without an explanation.
Mm.
I didn't see. I decided not to watch episode 9. So was there a romance between the two?
No.
Between Rose and the girl, or Rose and the girl, Rose and Finn, or Finn and the other girl?
Neither.
Oh, okay. I was wrong.
Yeah, Finn just gets nothing. He doesn't even get Rey. Really fucking rip my man, Finn.
Yeah. All right.
Boba Fett. He
true,
has an extremely positive reception.
Yeah, I love Boba Fett, even though they've ruined him recently. Oh, and in that picture, there's also Shand, Varric Shand. I think her name
Yeah.
is. And she's not white.
also a woman of color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This dude everyone liked. I don't know, I think this guy was overrated. The pole guy from Rogue
I
One.
completely agree. I think it was really stupid that he defeated
Yeah,
all
but
those
everyone liked him in the
stormtroopers
theater.
with-
Everyone loved him. The guy next to
I
him,
do too. I like him too, even though it's fucking stupid.
yeah, I like the part where he's like, "I am blind. What are you doing?" When they're blindfolding him. Anyway, so
I like his sacrifice too, where he's just going, "I'm the Force is with me,"
Yeah.
because he's. I am a big sucker for like people who are genuinely enthralled with their faith.
Yeah.
You know.
well, I don't remember the guy next to him.
That's the dude who tells them about the Death Star and like where to get the plans.
Oh, and okay.
He doesn't really do much besides connect a cable to something, and that's
Okay.
how he dies.
Well, I don't have a negative feeling on him. The Pacific Islander dude there, I think, is based with the gun.
yeah,
from a-
dude. Oh, his gun is so fucking cool. It's got
Yeah.
like an energy pack on the back that feeds into it.
Yeah.
So cool. So cool.
Andor's fine. I liked Andor.
Andor was really good. He was
yeah.
very charismatic.
Well, and he was. I like that he wasn't just like a really like because they do Rebels a lot where they're just like very upstanding, but it was a very vicious war, and they did a good job showing that Andor
Yeah.
was a man of principle, but he cared about the ends more than the means.
Yeah, because like you can look at it two ways. You can either look at him as being ruthless for the cause, which it is a good cause, you know, stopping oppression, or you can look at him at like he mercy killed his friend because you know his friend's wounded. They're not going to get out there, and they get caught by the Imperials. Well, that's not good at all. They're probably going to get tortured to death.
And even if because I lean that it was morally the wrong thing to do, but that's the thing. He has nuance as a character, and I walked away liking him as a developed character.
Like the vast majority of the new characters, Boba Fett included, there isn't really much nuance.
Yeah.
That's probably why people fucking remember his name from the movie.
Yeah,
they
that's why
remember him because
That's why you can do a show
had
just
that.
called Andor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And apparently the Andor show's really fucking good. They
That's what I
stick with
hear.
that whole morally grey motif.
Bail Organa was one of my favorites growing up. Like the scene in episode 3 where like this dude sees the Jedi Temple under attack and he doesn't go, "Oh man, what's going on over there?" He fucking flies up to the bitch and demands answers from the clones. He's like, "What's going on here?" And then when they pull a gun on him, he's like, "Fine, I guess I'll head out." And it's like
He notice how he doesn't like fly away with his ship, with his speed or whatever, until he sees the kid die. I am willing to bet, this is entirely me speculating, that if that kid had managed to beat those clone troopers, he would have told that kid to get in the speeder with him.
probably he probably because it would piece together what's happening. But I think what like in that scene, the kid dies. He probably thinks the guy needs to escape. You know, he misunderstood the situation, so he fucking throws himself at the clones, and then the dude just takes his opportunity to leave. And then you hear one of the clones as he flies away saying, "Don't worry about him." So
Props to that fucking kid too for bodying like half a dozen
he
clones.
killed 5 or 6 clones, and then even as the clone that killed him, he deflected a shot back at and killed. It was just a follow-up shot.
You know that's one of George Lucas's kids too, by the way.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah.
George Lucas. Do you remember Senator Chuchi from the Clone Wars?
Yeah.
George Lucas played her dad, and in the live action and in that show.
Yeah, didn't in
Maybe
the
not
live
in the show,
action one.
actually.
In the live action one, didn't he and his family play?
That's what I mean.
besides the
That's
kid.
what I'm trying to say
Yeah.
in a really retarded way. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool shit like
Yeah.
that, isn't it?
Dude, I would love, like, imagine your dad's like, "Hey, want to be in Star Wars?" Like, yay!
Yay!
And he's like, "Hey, want to be a Jedi?" Dude.
Okay, little Billy, you're gonna be a Jedi. You're gonna die, unfortunately, but you're gonna body like 8 dudes in full body
Dude,
armor. It's gonna be
sick.
great. You're gonna do flips and shit.
Dude, I bet you he got laid at least once because of that scene.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready? So Organa, I have a positive impression of. I like Organa. Rose Tico, I have a negative impression of. But that's not, again, it's not because she's Asian. It's because the writing in that movie is terrible.
She is iconic, though. She's iconic.
Oh, that's
Like,
not the point I'm making. The point I'm
when
trying to
you
make
thi-
is that...
I know. I'm just pointing out. Like he said, there's only like a couple people on
Yeah,
here.
he
who are
said
iconic.
Lando, Mace, and Lando again, I guess.
Yeah. But like Rose is iconic. When people think of the Last Jedi, she's one of the
That's
things
true.
they think about.
You're not wrong. That's what I said earlier. She's iconic in a way.
With bad reason, obviously, but
Captain Panaka, I really like. I think that's his name.
yeah.
Captain.
I know there's one called Captain Typhus as well, but I think he's the guy with the eye patch.
We have it. Let's see, Panaka. And yeah, who's the other guy? Typho. Captain Gregor Typho. Typhus is 40k. Imagine he's like, Senator Amidala, we must head out. Besides, have I told you of the blessings of Nurgle?
I feel like Naboo would be a better place for Slaanesh, given all the high art and the like excess they have.
True, but the Gungans?
I can see the Gungans having freaky Slaanesh sex.
Gross. Alright, let's move on. Captain Panaka's based.
The Mandalorian, Djinn, or whatever his name is.
People have an overwhelmingly positive view of the Mandalorian.
He's extraordinarily iconic.
Yeah.
Like if you put Boba and him side by side wearing the armor, you instantly know who's who.
Yeah. The girl next to him, she's not like a major character at all, but like she's definitely portrayed as a competent person.
She's from episode 4, right?
Yeah, the one where the ATST shows up.
Yeah.
She's displayed as very competent. Like, do you remember when she lands like 9 follow-up shots in a row, and Pedro Pascal's like looking at her like, "Wow, holy shit." So while people don't have a positive like impression of her, it's not because she's not like good or that because people are racist.
It's because she's a minor character in one episode.
Yeah, she's like a one-off. And then the Tusken Raider, my boy, come on.
Absolutely iconic.
Yeah, absolutely iconic.
He probably has like an entire tribe to himself and a massive
he has a name.
concubine.
Let me see. I think he's named.
That'd be fucking cool.
Raider. I'm pretty sure he does. Who knocked out Luke? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I thought he did. His name's funny. His name is Oh, excuse me. I'm not even kidding. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's funny.
For a second there, I thought you were going to type in Tusken Raider who knocked up Luke.
No, that's a different kind of movie. All right, are you at roughly 147?
Yeah.
All right, let it play till about 2:30 because I want to make sure that we get his point correct.
Okay.
Characters like Lando Calrissian, Mace Windu, and shit, Lando again, I guess, but it also contains a Tusken Raider, which fucking yikes. You know, there's probably an interesting video essay to be made about.
Okay, never mind, not 2:30. Shut up. That's funny. Fucking yikes is such a
fucking yikes.
Fucking yikes. What a statement. Anyway, let's continue.
The evolution of Tusken Raiders in Star Wars media, from the othered savages of the 70s standing in as they did for the similarly suspect depictions of Native Americans in.
Oh my fucking.
What?
I want to rewind this.
What?
Hold on.
Okay, first off, fat woman. Second off. What?
Right, let's watch this again.
Fucking yikes. You know, there's probably an interesting video essay to be made about the evolution of Tusken Raiders in Star Wars media, from the othered savages of the 70s standing in as they did for the similarly suspect depictions of Native Americans in the Western genre, to the more nuanced figures we see in more recent projects, but this isn't that video. And either way, it's really not a great sign that the collage of significant non-white figures in the galaxy far, far away had to puff up its numbers with a recast, a minor character from one episode of The Mandalorian, and, oh yeah, again, a Tusken. Just for fun, let's see.
But it didn't. But you don't know that it did. It was probably just using live-action characters. But even then, you could probably find more.
I reckon it's a joke, but that's what I mean. He's being disingenuous. This is not every POC in Star Wars. This guy just collected a few off the top of his head and compiled them and then threw in a Tusken as a joke.
And he threw in the Tusken Raider because, you know, let's be honest, Tusken Raider, extraordinarily based.
Anyway, the supposition that the Tusken Raiders are Native Americans is stupid. I don't know what it is with left-leaning, and they're always like very anti-racism, or so they say, but they'll look at a fucking culture that does not exist in real life, and they'll say it's clearly an analog for this culture that exists in real life.
Now, I'm not American, so I haven't had any experience with Native Americans, but I don't ever remember seeing them in like fictional westerns, holding a spear above their head and going.
Yeah.
If I had to make if I had to make a comparison, it would be an extremely shaky comparison. I compare it to something like the Zulus,
Yeah.
but you can't use that comparison because the Tusken Raiders don't use spears. They don't bravely charge towards their opponent in mass numbers, holding spears and shields. They sneak attack. They stealthily attack you. Could it just be that it's like you said, the Tusken Raiders are their own fucking thing?
Yeah, they're a culture that does not exist here. They're their own culture. And like you can say they're inspired, and 40K is easy to do this with. You can look at the Tellarn Desert Raiders, and you'd see the inspiration. The Attila Rough Riders, you see the inspiration. But what Star Wars does really well is that they make distinct cultures that you can't pin down one single inspiration. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Like the Jedi, there's a bunch of dissenting opinions on it. And like the name Jedi comes from Sengoku Jedi. So like it's actually there's multiple things that go into it, and they manage to form something distinct. And that's one really nice thing with Star Wars. The Tusken Raiders are their own thing. I'm into U.S. history. I'm very much into U.S. history. And if your comparison to the Tusken Raiders is simply that they're nomadic, they have steeds, and they do raids, then you're just either disingenuous, you're stupid, or you're willing to compromise your argument for the sake of trying to call out racism that's not there.
It doesn't even make sense. The Native Americans, to my knowledge, rode fucking horses,
They did.
right?
They did.
I
assume in his point, the bantha is the replacement for the horse.
But the bantha would be more akin to an elephant.
The bantha is more of a pack animal. Like
Yeah.
horses, they used in battle. And here's something, and this is a misconception people have, and it's usually people like this. The natives were not, because the one thing with Tuskens is they're extremely resistant to new technology. They hate having to use moisture farmers, or moisture evaporators, I should say, moisture farmers.
Yeah.
Like that's why they still use like traditional firearms. They use the Tusken Cycler, which just shoots a projectile, and it's not a blaster. And they use their stick, their Gefurda stick.
Maybe he thinks that also leans into the Native American
that's
thing.
my point, though.
Yeah.
The natives, believe it or not, actually, in a lot of their conflicts, had better weapons than the U.S. military did. Because the nature of private firearm ownership, and I'm sure a Euro like this dude making the video wouldn't understand, the nature of private firearm ownership is that the civilian shit is usually better than the military shit.
Yeah.
And so, like, for example, there's less standardization. Like, every soldier in the 7th Cavalry at Little Bighorn had at least a string-filled trapdoor, carbine, and a single-action army revolver. At least. Very few of them had better than that. Whereas on the native side, you had repeating guns at the same time as bows and arrows. There's bigger variants, but they generally had, like, as good or better equipment than the U.S. cavalry did, and it's really, I would even argue, belittling to the natives to be like, yeah, these backwards, because the Tuskens are backwards. These backwards raiders who can only hit and run, and they run away at the first sign that they're losing, and they can't use technology, and they hate technology, and they're
extremely superstitious.
They do a retard victory screech when they fucking knock out a teenage boy. Like, I think to say that those are natives is not only ignorant of Native American history, it's just stupid, and it's just to further his fucking point. And it doesn't actually make any sense, and that drives me nuts. Anyway, let's continue.
See what this collage looks like with some context. Here's this collage, minus the Tusken for obvious reasons, stripped back to all the non-white characters from the original Star Wars movie. That's odd, it's just...
Why those parameters? That's a very specific set of parameters. Why would you do that?
Yeah, the original Star Wars movie.
Like,
okay.
I could do the same thing and take a screenshot of Empire where Boba and granted I know it was a white actor at the time, but no one knew that. Where Boba and when he's canonically not white now, where Boba and Lando are standing together in one room. oh, and Darth Vader, because he's voiced by James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
And just have the three of them standing together in Empire, and I can go, huh, it's pretty interesting that in this screenshot from Empire Strikes
Oh my
Back,
God.
there's only POC characters. Why do you think that is? Star Wars is racist to whites. That's the equivalent of what he's doing here.
Rat, I just realized something. I'm gonna go to hell for it. When he shows the collage of people of color, he shows a black screen.
Oh, I thought that was just me. I thought my video.
No, he shows a black screen, and I just realized. Oh, no wonder we can't see them. Oh no!
One time when I was in the army, we were like, it was 4 or 5 in the morning, and we're in these fighting positions on a hill. And there's my two of the dudes next to me. One was I forget his last name, but the other guy, oh no, what was Moldrew. And they were both black, and they were talking, and then one of them goes, "Bro, I can't fucking see you," and he goes, "Bro, you dark as hell. Just smile, and I'll fucking see your teeth." And it was the funniest shit.
Oh, that's fucking. Have you seen that video of like the black dude who like closes his eyes and mouth, and then when he laughs,
Yeah,
you can just see the eyes and teeth.
All right, are you ready?
But you know what? I'm gonna put it to the test. People of color in A New Hope. Let's see if anything comes up.
If you watch the movie and like, and I'm not saying they're everywhere. I'm sure you'll find them.
What? The first image that comes up is the Tusken Raider.
Funny. But yeah, even and here's the issue too. I don't think it's fair to look at a movie that was made.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
The first one, he's doing the retard victory speech
pose. He's a Tusken Raider. But no, I think it's really stupid to look at a movie and then pull out a calculator and say only 33% of this cast is diverse and say that therefore there's a racism problem. No, it just means they hired white actors.
Oh god, the first result in all of them is a Mary Sue article.
Of course.
Oh.
No, so if I make a movie and it happens to be all Hispanics, that does not mean I hate other races. If I do a movie and it happens to be an all-black cast, that does not mean I hate whites, right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't watch Black Panther and go, this movie needs more white people. That's not a thought that occurred to me. I didn't watch Glory and say, how come this regiment is all black people? No, that thought didn't occur to me. I didn't watch The Last Samurai and say, way too many Asians in this movie. In fact, I kind of didn't like the whole. Well, that's a different conversation. But like, to just look at a movie and just say, I noticed there's not enough black people here or not enough Hispanics here. Therefore, there's racism. I think that's the laziest form of argument, and it's really shitty because it puts so much accusation on people who are just coming together to make a movie that people like. And I like that movie, and this guy, I'm sure, likes that movie. And how much do you really think these people made that movie and were like, haha, don't cast any black people? Like, because I don't.
It's just these people focus on race so much, and when they do this, they make the fucking conversation about race, right?
Yeah.
And so we have to deal with that, and we don't get to talk about the actual thing itself, which is the bad writing or the good writing.
Because it's a shield. Really.
Exactly. It's a shield.
Let's see his stupid argument. I'm sorry. We have to take him in good faith. I'm sorry. Your stupid argument is I refer to it as stupid. Let's continue.
I would like to point out for anyone who watches this, I'm the one who will not use good faith. I'm in fact bad faith. I am Satan.
To be fair, he's literally started the video saying the Star Wars fan base is like.
You saw the description, didn't you?
Oh yeah, true.
He called us goblins, rat.
God, I'm a rat. How dare you?
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm an ogre.
I play Skaven. I don't play fucking gobos. Get the fuck out of here.
If Villain was here, he wouldn't be offended. He'd be our Goblin
If Villain was here,
representation.
he'd already be fucking screeching at this point.
Literally, yeah,
Poor Villain.
his voice would go out.
Yeah, his mic would be
He
like,
knows
"No,
the-
I must shield them."
He
Alright.
probably. Continue.
Alright, I will
I'm
leave
at
it
234.
Yeah, same.
Minus the Tuscan for obvious reasons, stripped back to all the non-white characters from
Hold on. I find it pretty funny, Mr. Fuck, what's his name?
Pillar of Garbage.
Yeah, I find it funny, Mr. Pillar of Garbage, that you were so willing to flippantly throw aside the indigenous character. Yeah, it's pretty interesting to me that, for obvious reasons, you say, you decide his story's not worth telling. You're just fighting oppression, man. You need to respect that.
from the original Star Wars movie. That's odd. It's just the black screen. Have I turned my monitor off by mistake or something? Oh, right, yeah, silly me. You know what,
No, you're hiding all the people of color from A New Hope with a black screen. It's very racist. He specifically picked the images where they're not smiling or they don't have their eyes open.
He turned off the lights.
Something? Oh, right, yeah, silly me. You know what, let's extend it to cover all of the original trilogy. Ah, that's better. I'm obviously not including Boba Fett, by the way, as before episode 2 established Boba as a clone of Django.
Stop. Go back.
I know.
Go back.
Yeah.
There's
That's
two
better.
black people in that bridge!
Did you see that?
There's two
Oh
big...
my god.
Look at the white guy behind Lando. He looks like he's Down syndrome.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, Mr. Pill of Garbage, that when we look at this screenshot, it's 66% black representation. I think that's an issue. We should talk about that.
Oh, let's not forget that this black dude... black dudes. Forgive me. Don't want to erase that gentleman of color over there. That Lando Calrissian is one of the most important people in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, without him, they wouldn't get to where they are. They wouldn't escape Darth Vader and shit.
Well, yeah, and people will say, oh, the first black character in Star Wars, and he betrays them. He literally, it's very clear that he doesn't want to betray them. He literally says, they got here before you did, I don't have a choice. He's trying to protect his investment in his business, and all the literal city of people within it. And he said, I just want to get the Empire out of here. And to him, it was a trade that he didn't want to make, but he was able to accept. And then once it starts going to the point where it's not only bad, like really bad for Han, because if you remember, he goes like 3 or 4 times to Vader, like that's not what the deal was, and Vader says like fuck off. He didn't like that arrangement from the beginning, and the worse it got, eventually he goes no, and he saves everyone in that situation as much as he can. And it's, I like Lando, and like Lando's a really good character.
We're just talking about like a main character. Characters. Forgot that guy in the back.
Sure.
If you look at the fucking like the crowds of like the people running around on Bestman City,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
like
say, I
the
bet you if you looked at Cloud City's footage, there's people of color.
or even Hoth, I'm certain there would be like black rebels there. Just because they're not on screen all the time doesn't mean they don't exist.
Yeah, and
We're forgetting James L. Jones.
Yeah, like they literally dubbed over the white actor with a black actor because they preferred his voice for the character. And no one goes and complains about that except the guy who got recast. Like
the only complaint about race I've ever seen from about Darth Vader is that people are saying, well, why is he a white guy under the mask? That I've seen people complain about that, and it's very fucking silly.
Yeah. Like here's my thing, and even if it's and I'm gonna blow people's minds here. The nerd culture of the late 70s and early 80s was very white because it was a lot of people from the Midwest, which demographically, even to this day, when we've been like bleeding more and more diversity as the years go on, even to this day is very overwhelmingly white, right? And like the people who made Warhammer were all white. It's not because they don't like black people, it's because they were the fucking nerds of the time period. And times have changed. More people are nerds now, even where I'm from. Because again, I am not white. I would like to make that clear so no one thinks I'm trying to protect a white space. Where I'm from, most people who are my race don't care about nerd shit.
It's the exact same thing with like anime. You'll notice how the vast majority of anime characters are set in like Japan and all Japanese and shit, right? That's because that's predominantly where it's like made. Anime's made in Japan, thus they will use anime like Japan as a basis for it.
And I know people hate the fact that the United States was a very like Eurocentric country for much of its history, but that's just because of the way the country was formed. It was a lot of European people settling here and founding a country. So you're going to notice a European, aka white, bent to a lot of basic narrative structures, just because that's how the country is. It's like, and you wouldn't get mad at Japan for having Japanese characters. Again, look, if you I watched one of my favorite movies as a kid was it Ran? Yeah. And it's an all Japanese cast, and I had to watch it with English subtitles, and I loved that movie as a kid.
Some of the best movies that have ever existed have been like predominantly people of color.
Yeah.
Like Old Boy from I think it's Korea is like a phenomenal film. It's entirely Korean, but Kill Bill is the vast majority of it is like people of color and like women.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, and then Glory again is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Creed, the 3 Creed films.
Yeah,
they're phenomenally praised. Black lead actor.
So Glory is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I've seen people complain that the officers are white and only the troops are black. It's almost that's because that's what happened in the real events. It was white officers with black soldiers. And I know people are uncomfortable with the implications there, but that's just the nature of history, right?
Yeah.
And it's not those guys were like fucking lording over them. The Confederacy put out a thing saying white officers leading black enlisted soldiers will be put to the death. They each had a death sentence, and they went for it anyway. But there's nothing wrong with your story from your inspirations and your background being reflected ethnically. Like, again, I know Witcher 3 is a good example. People complain that there's not minorities in that. But the dude was not going, let me get some minorities in here. He was inspired from the stuff around him and the mythologies he grew up with, you know?
I mean, like, let's be real. George Lucas didn't set out to say, yes, I will only hire one black person for the entirety of the thing. No, he probably just didn't find... You've got to remember, George Lucas wasn't always a monolith of fucking... money and wealth. Yeah. He probably only hired actors he could genuinely get a hold of.
Well, and that were just like up and coming. A lot of people thought this movie was going to fail. Sir Alec Guinness thought the movie was going to fail. He didn't like it.
Fuck me, he was wrong, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. But like it's to imply that there's not black characters because George Lucas or the movie makers didn't want black people in the movie,
and to imply that it's bad that there's only like a couple.
That's a good point. Because this guy said he loves Star Wars, so if he loves Star Wars and he enjoyed this movie, so what did the lack of a black or of a large black population in Episode 4 or the entire trilogy even? What did the lack of those characters, skin color, impact the story at all for him?
Let's be fair here. We don't know that he actually likes the old movies. He could just like the sequels.
He could, but I imagine, because he said I love Star Wars earlier, and if you like the movies, then what part of the movies was detracted for you because there was not the right skin color? Because again, I'm not white, and I grew up I like everyone. I grew up watching these movies. I used to watch these movies back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I used to just like constantly watch them and then play.
You still are. You watched them recently.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a marathon right now. So like I love these movies, and at no point did I watch these movies and go, man, none of these guys are my skin color, and so I think I just don't think I can enjoy this movie. It doesn't detract from the story. For the same reason I can watch an all Japanese movie and go, this doesn't detract, or I can watch a movie like what's the Clint Eastwood one where half the cast is literally Mexican?
The Good and the Bad and the Ugly?
No. It was before that. That's the third one in that series. Fistful of Dollars.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Fistful of Dollars. Literally, it's a Mexican gang and a white gang. And the Mexican gang nearly comes out on top of the three, by the way. and I didn't. That movie wasn't inherently better to me because they were closer to my skin color and culture.
Star Wars is not inherently better to me because Luke Skywalker is white.
Yeah, like, and I identified like more with Luke than I did the Mexican gang leader in A Fistful of Dollars. You know what I mean? And I think these people who focus on race at the cost of character is really interesting because they say they're the ones who aren't racist. But I care more about the character and their human aspects than I do their skin color. And that's what makes characters
so
matter.
Shallow.
It is.
Too.
It is, and it's just. I don't know if they just want to feel like they're solving a problem, or they are so trapped in their head and their worldview that they actually think there's this huge problem.
I have a more cynical idea. I think this guy just wants money and views.
That's fair. Let's
be honest. There's a lot of YouTubers who are like this. They'll make controversial content like this, and they'll slap it out there and they'll get money and views because there are people who genuinely believe this sort of shit and they'll watch it, and then there'll be people like us that want to fucking
Well, I reckon he believes it. He's a Euro, and they're no offense to other Euros watching this, but most Euros I've met are very. I don't know if it's because they feel guilty that Western culture is very Euro dominant, but it's they tend to be very left leaning.
Well, I mean, since he's Euro, that might also explain the Native American thing.
That's true, because that's not a valid comparison at all to me. Oh, no, well, they live in tents. Okay, and they're fucking nomads. That doesn't mean shit.
I thought Tusken Raiders lived in caves.
No, they have like little huts. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Because of KOTOR. Right.
Well, in episode 2 as well, when he pops out and starts fucking killing them of the tents.
Not just the men, but the women and children too.
Wouldn't it be funny if in that dialogue he's like, "I killed them, Padme. Not just the men, but the woman and the children," and she goes, "Sick." Like,
oh, that's hot.
Yeah, dude,
that's hot.
Fucking make love to me right now. She's like, "What?"
Hey, can we go do that again? I want to join in. I got a blaster pistol right here.
She was like, "Hey, what? Did you think I kept the Gungans were confined to the swamps for no reason? I fucking hate non-humans."
She's like, the Gungans literally ran away from Naboo because of me.
That's funny.
She was like 14 years old when she was queen, and her first rule of the queen was to open up concentration camps.
That's why they don't have an army anymore. They were spent all fighting the Gungans.
Yeah.
As my first
but
act,
if you ever
send the royal guard to wipe out the camps further from Theed.
Dude, that's why there's no army anymore in Naboo. Because the people under her removed it, so she'd stop killing the Gungans.
She just got declaring war.
But if you ever accuse her of racism, she'll get super offended. She loves black people. She hates non-humans.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're like she's very anti-war in episode 1, but it's not because she's anti-war. It's because she just doesn't want humans to get killed.
She doesn't want the Trade Federation to interrupt her murder sprees.
She goes to the Senate. How am I supposed to exterminate the Gungans when I am taxed?
Someone calls her racist for it, and she's like, "I'm not racist. Captain Panaka is my best friend."
Yeah, I happen to have a black captain of the guard. Thank you.
Yeah, Captain Panaka's in on it too. He loves killing fucking Gungans. Everyone loves killing Gungans. Oh god, imagine this version of Padme having a ride along with Jar Jar Binks.
That's funny.
Like, imagine Jar Jar hiding in a closet while she's stalking the corridors of her ship.
Like, Jar Jar, I have some senatorial information I'd like to discuss with you. He's like, you used to have something behind your back. Oh yeah, no, don't worry about that. Just come with me in this room.
That's why Jar Jar always stays close to Qui-Gon Jinn.
And that's why he becomes a stooge for Palpatine. He's just like, dude, fuck this. I would rather Palpatine win.
Oh god, dude, this is awesome. I imagine Padme always asks Qui-Gon if Jar Jar can go with her for a moment, and Qui-Gon's just like, nah, I like Jar Jar. He's fine. He's staying with me.
Yeah,
he doesn't know. He doesn't know about Padme's bloodlust.
Do you remember when they're on they land on Tatooine? They're like, I feel I feel a disturbance here. They're like, yeah, something dark is approaching, and they're referring to Maul. It turns out they're just sensing Padme.
Yeah. That's what happens when Padme goes like a couple days without strangling a Gungan child in the crib.
She's like, oh
God,
yeah.
it's been so long since I've snapped one of their necks.
She's like, they're like, where'd you learn to shoot, Padme? You're doing pretty good hitting these droids. She's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I've had a lot of time at practice. Captain Banak has been teaching me. In reality, they go like safari hunting. Dude, she hires Trandoshans to teach her how to hunt aliens.
Dude,
Trandoshans are the only aliens she likes because she can relate to them.
I'd find it funnier if she's just completely specious. She just fucking hates everything that's not human. To the point where
oh, the Trandoshans are cool.
I do like Trandoshans, but no, she just doesn't even see anything wrong with it. She's just like, oh yeah, hold on, I have to deal with.
She hires Mandalorians.
There you go.
Mandalorians also hunt. You know.
All right. Before we get into this deep Padme lore, let's finish the video. We're only 3 minutes in.
I want to see that movie. I want to see hot serial killer Padme murdering Gungans.
But it's funny because, like, to her morals are still completely intact because she wants democracy. She wants peace for humankind.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal ruler. She's a great queen.
Yeah, she advocates for peace at all times, just not when aliens are involved.
Dude, that would also explain why she steps down from being queen of Naboo.
Yeah.
It keeps getting in the way of her hobbies.
Yeah, we're now. Oh man, do you remember that episode in the Clone Wars she gets accused of killing a Rodian?
Yeah.
It was really her. Oh man, that's funny. All right, we're gonna be on this for hours. I'm hitting play.
We've got like 18 minutes to go.
I'm obviously not including Boba Fett, by the way, as before episode 2...
I take issue with that just because, yeah, I know he wasn't at the time, but
Look
like,
at that goofy little
canonically,
kid.
yeah, I know. Canonically, Boba Fett is now Pacific Islander. Like that you can't ignore that.
Isn't that kid Tamora Morris's son?
Established Boba as a clone of Django, and before The Mandalorian showed us Temuera Morrison in the role, Boba Fett was played by Jeremy Bulloch. This is a fun game, let's keep going.
Also, he forgot to mention that they dubbed Boba Fett's voice in the special.
Dude, imagine.
Here's the collage expanded to
pause. I'm gonna fucking look it up. I'm gonna look up, see if child Boba Fett actor. Daniel Logan from New Zealand. He's not related, no.
Oh, it would have been smart to have Tamara Morrison's kid there.
By the way, as before episode 2 established Boba as a clone of Django, and before The Mandalorian showed us Temuera Morrison in the role, Boba Fett was played by Jeremy Bulloch. This is a fun game,
He forgot to mention that, he got cast over. They put Tamara Morrison in the 2000s era re-release of Star Wars.
Yeah.
But, I mean, whatever.
Keep going. Here's the collage expanded to the prequels. Yup, everyone else...
That's very smug, by the way. This is a fun game. Let's keep going. Look, there's only 5 POC characters. Guess what, retard? That's still more than 0. The original post was 0.
He put the Tusken Raider back in, even though he said
he did. He just conceded the point.
Also, if we are counting the prequels, as much as I dislike this fact, the Clone Wars do count as part of the prequels. Put Saw Gerrera in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And look, this is just using the original collage.
Yeah.
We're not counting any of the other non-white characters.
If we were to sit down, watch all the movies, and tally up all the POC characters we see, it'd be a significant amount.
Yeah.
And again, even if not, and this is my main crux, what's the problem? That does not make it racist.
I noticed that they're also only picking other black people or Asians.
That's a good point, yeah.
Where's the Jewish people? Or Indians, for that matter. I don't see any... Wait, no, I see one Indian. Never mind. No, wait, he's Muslim! The engineer is Muslim! Yeah, there's no Indians! What the fuck? Black people seem really well represented. Where's the Indians? For clarification, I mean Indian people, not Native Americans.
You mean, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Do you know legally, this is
Americans too? They aren't in here?
Oh, yeah, because that's a minority they don't like to talk about. Which, again, I find really interesting because statistically they face more challenges than the black American community. But again, that's just not something they like to talk about for some reason. I don't know what
my god.
I work on a reservation a lot for about half the week. No, more than half the week. And it's actually really fascinating learning about it. Did you know, like for example, the term Indian is a federally recognized term of government in the United States to refer to Native Americans, because that's just how it was like legalized in the first place, and there's just no point in renaming it. So those, like when you go to a native tribe here, it'll say like Sioux Indian tribe, or well, I think Sioux does Sioux Nation, but like Muckleshoot Indian tribe or Puyallup Indian tribe. Like the Indian is in their title and on their signs and everything. It's actually really fascinating. But no, yeah, so twofold. I think his point is retarded. No, these are not the only minority characters in Star Wars. I think that's demonstrably untrue. And if I had the time, I would prove it, because if you were to watch the movie and tally up every POC character, I guess it's threefold wrong. Her original statement is incorrect. Even if only Lando was there, that's still more than no people of color in Star Wars. Two, there's more than just this group, I promise you. If we were to go through and look, we could prove that. And three, even if none of these people are in it, which they are in it, if none of these people are in Star Wars, what does Star Wars lose? Like just based on skin color, not the characters, because some of these characters are actually important, just contrary to his point. Like in terms of skin color, like there's nothing that Star Wars needs about skin color. It is a story that functions completely well with just everyone being whatever race.
Yeah.
And them being white doesn't make it a problem. It doesn't make it racist. And that's my issue with this, is he's trying to say, because the video is called Star Wars' Racism Problem. And so far, and I'm sure he's going to get into online comments, which is even worse ground, because online people will insult you for anything. I could say, yeah, I could go to a gun forum and be like, yeah, dude, I really like Springfield. And I promise you the hate I would get for saying I like Springfield would be really, it'd be surprising to people. I don't like Springfield, by the way. I don't want people to send me shit. I fucking hate Springfield as a company. Actually, no, Springfield, give me free shit, please. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's not very good ground, and it's going to be worse ground for fighting as it goes on. I just feel like, because so far on like 3 different ways, this dude's just wrong. All right,
It's not a very strong start.
It's not.
I'm pretty sure the last like 6.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure the Tau had a stronger start when they started their empire.
Yeah, and even though they've stalled since then, but yeah.
Yeah.
Years, the Disney era. Even if you were trying to make the point that Star Wars nowadays is a diverse paradise of representation and racial sensitivity, which, you know, would be an openly...
no one but your side is making that claim. British! I see British!
Yeah.
British protected!
I find it really funny.
Fashion, culture, grooming. Oh god, that's
unfortunate. I find it really funny that earlier he was talking to us about, oh man, they took this quote out of context, and then he just posts a fucking headline here to make his point.
During Britain's Black Lives Matter rallies in June, John Boyega wrote his name in the history of racial justice. Why does the UK and Britain need Black Lives Matter?
Because again,
they don't have guns.
That's funny. Oh man. Anyway, I'm the only cast member of whose experience of Star Wars was based on their race. You're not the first black character. So if that's the case, there's something else going on. It's not that. It's because you're black. I'm really curious what the fucking let's see this goes. This post. John Boyega. I'm the only. What was it? I'm the only
member who's the only cast member whose experience of Star Wars was based on their race. Is that his way of saying that I was hired because of my race?
He's very pro bullshit.
I could absolutely believe that some of the people who were hired for the sequel trilogy were hired because of their race.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I could believe that Disney hired some of those people based on their race, though.
Oh, no, they 100% did.
Like, Oscar Wilde, I think his name is, who was a phenomenal actor, by the way. I think he came out at some point
How
and
does
said he was
George
hired.
Floyd come up in this article? Are you serious?
Pardon?
George Floyd is brought up in this article.
That's a concerning topic.
Why would they just bring that up? Like, fucking, whatever.
Well, they did mention Black Lives Matter, and, well, you know how it be.
Yeah.
You know how it did. Um,
I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the article and see where this quote
It's
comes
all-
from.
we should get this video done, but in 6 hours. Well, oh,
So what it seems he's complaining about here is what they did with the character. Oh,
which would
so
be
it's twofold. He said that they knew that Disney had a plan for Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver, but not to Finn, and they just fucked him over, which I agree with. I don't think it's because Star Wars is racist. I think it's because the writings team is stupid and they were more focused on pushing for females than black people. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the case. And as for Adam Driver, Adam Driver, I would argue, is who got the most effort put into them in the trilogy. Not to say it's good. I think Adam Driver. People keep saying that Kylo Ren's the best character in that movie. I don't think. I don't think he's a good character at all. I actually think he's frustrating. But then he said nobody else in the Star Wars cast had people saying they would boycott the movie because of them. Demonstrably untrue. I know a bunch of people to this day who refuse to watch Phantom Menace because of Jar Jar.
yeah.
But then I assume he's referring to when the reveal, right? The reveal that there's a black stormtrooper. The reason people had an issue with that, and they were wrong, by the way, is that a lot of people at the time were still under this weird misconception that stormtroopers were still clones. So I saw a lot of people complaining when the reveal happened that, oh, he's a clone trooper, he shouldn't be black. No, they're not. It's fine that he's a black stormtrooper. That's perfectly fine. That's not an issue. But there were people who were complaining about that. They were just wrong. And yeah, I'm sure there's some douchebags who are going, "Oh my god, I don't want to see this black dude in here. I don't want to watch this movie." But like you said, people just get tired of this shit being shoved down their throats, and then they just lash out what they can. And is there actual racist people? Of course. But there's actual people who believe the world is flat. We don't like to give them fucking credence. Why would you give these people credence?
There is also, you've also got to remember that during the time this came out, there was an immense amount of politicization in these spaces with SJW, anti-SJW stuff.
Yeah.
This movie came out roughly about the same time that was at its peak, so that was also a factor. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's right,
Yeah.
obviously, but
That's the thing.
that is a factor.
Yeah, and so yeah, again, I am sorry that people online say really dumb things, but that is the territory. That is just what happens. You're gonna see that, and it doesn't matter what you are or what you say, or what you do. Right? You're gonna get shit online. We're probably gonna get quite a bit. That's fine. But that's just the nature of the territory. I was 9, I think, when I got my first death threat on YouTube, and it's because I gave someone a bad Pokemon code to download a Pokemon.
Dude, when I got my first death threat, I was ecstatic. I thought finally I'm internet famous.
I made it.
Yeah.
Bro, I was just like, oh, damn, I'm sorry. I can give you another one. He's like, no, faggot, and then he disconnected. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just,
Rip.
but to say I'm the only guy whose experience of Star Wars was based on their race, maybe that's just how you see it. I don't think it happened to you because of your race. I think it happened to you because Disney doesn't know what they're doing. And because the internet is the internet, and people say mean things on the internet. Anyway,
Which is based.
yeah, if you were fat, they would have done the same thing just with you being fat.
Yeah.
farcical argument, you'd have to admit that having only this many non-white characters in a then 30-year-old franchise, 2 of whom barely got to do anything, is kinda fucking sus.
No, it's not. I don't have to admit that at all.
It's
You're
really
fucking wrong.
not.
It is not sus at all. If they were racist, why did they cast Lando in the first place?
Yeah.
Like they could have just not done that. They could have made him white.
You have to remember that this whole thing about people accusing you of being racist because you didn't hire black people, that wasn't a thing until like the 2010s.
Yeah, people saw it as a movie back then, and that's why people really liked it back then. Only now that we apply this really stupid race-obsessed lens to things so that we start seeing issues. But if you're only seeing the issues now with that stupid race-obsessed lens, maybe it's the lens that needs correcting, yeah?
Mm.
That drives me absolutely... You have to admit that there's only 5 characters, 2 of which only get to do something. That's kind of sus. No, it's not. Are you implying that everyone who worked on these movies is racist? Or that George Lucas at least was racist? Because that's absurd. That drives me nuts. Drives me off the wall.
P.S. There's some mixed race and Hispanic actors here, and I'm not sure who amongst them would identify as white or non-white. And since racial taxonomy is...
Go back a bit. I wanna hear that in full again. I got distracted.
Wars nowadays is a diverse paradise of representation and racial sensitivity, which, would be an openly farcical argument, you'd have to admit that having only this many non-white characters in a then 30-year-old franchise, 2 of whom barely got to do anything, is kinda fucking sus.
Hold on.
But they did stuff.
Admit that having only this many
Boba Fett...
Literally all of them did stuff. That was important to the fucking story.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tell me, who took Princess Leia to Alderaan to be raised?
Oh my god.
Captain Panaka literally helped save Naboo. Boba Fett captured Han Solo and fought Luke Skywalker.
Mace Windu.
Do we even have to talk about Mace Windu?
Only 2.
I will be good faith and say he's not talking about Mace Windu.
That's what I mean. Who do you think he's referring to? Obviously, Lando.
Honestly, I think he's referring to Bail Organa and Captain Panaka.
No, he said only 2 of them got to do something. Not 2 of them did not do something.
Oh, so I guess he'd say like...
I would say the top 2 is who he's referring to, Windu and Cal.
Yeah, I think he would say that Lando and Mace did stuff.
That's absurd. Oh my god. Bail Organa, again, Leia's name in the first movie is Leia Organa. And she says, I'm on a mission sent by my father to find Obi-Wan Kenobi and bring him to Alderaan.
And everything he did in episode 3, too.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure he was in episode 2 as well.
Yeah, he was in episode 1 even.
Yeah.
Only by name in episode 1 they reference him. They said Bail Organa was nominated for Chancellor.
And again, we're just talking about the fucking movies. Bail Organa had a lot of fucking shit to do in the novelization of Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, even in because it was canon at the time, Force Unleashed. He's a major part of Force Unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
That's so stupid. That is so stupid.
This guy is a
also,
shallow
Panaka was not
fucking
only
fan. I'm
was not the
calling
only
him out.
black guard either in the security force there.
Hey, yeah, that's actually another thing. He hasn't mentioned Captain Typho.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
And there was a fucking black Jedi on the council that wasn't Mace. She was a woman.
Several. Well, on the council, yeah, but there were several black Jedi in episode 2. Like, it's absurd. Hitting play.
Non-white characters in a then 30-year-old franchise, 2 of whom barely got to do anything, is kinda fucking sus.
This kind of guy who's gonna get married.
I would also like to point out that he's only picking characters, not including in Tusken obviously, that look human.
Yeah.
He's not gonna mention like Jar Jar Binks' actor, for example, or like any of the other non-white characters. Like who was that fucking orange bitch from Force Awakens?
Maz Kanata.
Yeah, that's it, Maz Kanata. Yeah, she was played by a Nigerian black woman.
There were several Jedi in the original trilogy or prequel trilogy that were played by.
Yeah.
I was about to say something. Oh yeah, so this dude's Like you could use the same argument against him when he gets married and has a wife. He's like, yeah, it's kind of sus that you made it to 30 and haven't raised any black kids. What's up with that, man?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what's up with that? We should raise some black kids. Oh, you're not black? Well, that's kind of a dilemma. I think that's the way we can solve that though.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's called
what
prepping the bull.
Yeah, what a fucking. I'm trying not to drop. I'm trying not to drop slurs here, but god damn it, it's so hard. I already said it earlier. Actually, never mind. All right, I'm hitting play again.
P.S.
Yeah.
There's some mixed race and Hispanic actors here, and I'm not sure who amongst them would identify as white or non-white. And since racial taxonomy is not something I'm interested in...
Stop. What do you mean when you say... That's so fucking scummy that you say that.
What?
Oh, we don't know which one of these actually identify as white or not.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah. That's.
God, you need to comb your fucking hair.
I assume it's
Pedro
because
Pascal.
of the confusion around Hispanic being a race versus not being a race, which there is a correct answer to, but generally speaking, people don't consider Hispanic people white. In terms of
God,
in terms of this conversation.
Look at his outfit.
Dude, yeah,
Look at that
Organa
drip.
had drip, yeah. But yeah, in terms of this conversation, when people talk about race, they include Hispanics in the United States. That's just they do. I know. Legally, it's different, but in terms of this conversation of racism, it's they're not considered white.
Yeah.
or non-white, and since racial taxonomy is not something I'm interested in pursuing here, I'm just gonna leave them in the collage. At the end of the day, white and non-
Pause again. I'm gonna look that word up. Racial...
He's getting into what I was just talking about. The way they define
racial
race
taxonomy.
the way they define race. Because it is a complicated
A racial taxonomy is an attempt to organize existing interpopulation variability in such a way that it will be both biologically meaningful and systematically useful.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
Because they try. It's what I said earlier. They try and divide the way they try to organize racial groups. For example, in the United States, as far as the government's concerned, Hispanic is not a race on its own; it's just an ethnicity. So they'll have when you fill out like a gun application, you mark if you can mark white, Asian, Pacific Islander, black, or something else. I forget what it is. And then
Australian.
No, and then you can mark Hispanic or not Hispanic next to that. Because they don't consider it a race. So when he says I'm not going to get into racial taxonomy, he's saying I'm not going to get into the specifics about how these are classified, because technically some of them may consider themselves white due to how racial taxonomy works. But again, in this conversation, when people talk about racism, people generally don't consider Hispanics to be in the same crowd as white. Again, I know it's different legally, but that's because legally it serves a different purpose. In this conversation, it's not the same thing.
non-white are both made-up categories anyway, but for simplicity's sake, I'm not going to dispute the collage's selection any further. Here's the kicker. I was originally planning to show you all of these images side by side with all the white characters in play at each point, but I dropped that during editing because it would have taken forever. Because
I would like you to do a collage of all the black characters in The Last Samurai next to all the Japanese characters in The Last Samurai, and then draw the same conclusions you draw here.
Yeah. It's silly.
Yeah. That's just an absurd takeaway. There's
I want to
so
know that
many
actress's
characters
name.
that which one? Oh yeah, you have fun.
oh yeah, at literally any point in the process, even during the Disney era, the non-white characters are dwarfed by the white ones.
Why does that matter? Like,
Hey, there's another non-white character, Anwar Akbar.
Yeah, it's
He's
true.
Muslim.
Oh no, that's funny. I thought you were gonna make a redskin joke because he's got red skin.
Oh no.
I like Akbar.
To be perfectly clear, the point I'm trying to make with such comparisons isn't that Star Wars is bad because there are more white characters.
You're fucking stupid. Then what is your point? Oh my god.
Oh,
my
gross. Gross.
What?
Fucking Kevin Smith was in Rise of Skywalker. Ew.
That's funny. Did you hear what he just said?
No, go back.
He said, I'm not saying these movies are bad because there's not black people. Okay, then what the fuck is your point?
Well,
Point
it's probably
was,
about to tell
be
us.
perfectly clear, the point I'm trying to make with such comparisons isn't that Star Wars is bad because there are more white characters. Hollywood's majority white hegemony is a phenomenon which goes far beyond this particular franchise. And
Oh, those are clips from Andor too.
I like how he showed footage of the Empire fucking as he said that.
In a fully white room.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
That's fucking
white
fucking
hegemony.
good. That's some good
Shut
editing right
the
there.
Fuck up. Oh my god.
This woman looks like a
Do you
Strigoi
people-
vampire.
Yeah, it's funny. Do you think when people talk about the NBA, they say there's a black hegemony?
No, because that's racist.
Yeah, that's fair.
while more resistance to this hegemony might be nice for a number of reasons, I'm not saying that this imbalance in Star Wars makes the whole series worthless or anything like that.
Yeah,
No, I'm
the
simply
battle
making
droids.
these comparisons to
I got caught up watching the battle scene. I didn't listen to his stupid point.
Oh yes, dude, same.
add because there are more white characters. Hollywood's majority white hegemony is a phenomenon which goes far beyond this particular...
Black dude!
Oh, of course they put the black dude in the back of the shot. He's almost hidden if it wasn't for his grey uniform.
Oh my
God,
god.
he looks fucking pissed.
That's funny. Yeah, because he's like...
He's standing in the back there going, I can't believe I'm in the fucking back. Why can't I be up the front?
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I didn't notice it the first time, holy shit.
He's trying to post a scene of evil white people
Thank
drinking.
God.
He's trying to post a scene of evil white people drinking to make a point about the Hollywood's white hegemony, and there's a fucking black dude in the background.
Hey, it still supports his argument. They've forced him into the back of the starship.
I would like to point out one of the there's Admiral Sloane. She's a newer character and she's a black Imperial officer. Yeah, like it's like they exist. Just fucking whatever.
franchise. And while more resistance to this hegemony might be nice for a number of reasons, I'm not saying
Technically, 1, 2, 3, 4 people of color in this scene.
Yeah.
One of them's dying. No, clone.
that this imbalance in Star Wars makes the whole series worthless or anything like
what's your
that.
point?
No, I'm simply making these comparisons to throw the idiocy and bigotry of this post into sharp relief.
There's no
But there's no
bigotry in that
idiocy and
post.
bigotry.
There's no bigotry in that
There's
post.
none. You autist.
Okay.
Okay. First off, I would like to point out. I
wanna die.
Holy shit! That clone trooper's composure. He's getting shot at from all directions, and he's just like, he's standing there stoically, hip firing his fucking DC-15. Oh, the fucking CGI in that movie, man. Holy
It's
shit!
actually like I really like. I will say, so I'm in the middle of a rewatch of all the movies right now. I actually enjoyed Episode 1 more than I thought I would. Episode 2, it might have been because I was coming off my surgery drugs, but I was falling off of it in the first like 30 minutes. I think it might just be because I was super high and I started falling asleep.
Oh, dude, I fucking love Episode 2. Even though it's fucking dog
Well, I was
shit
gonna
in
say-
terms of
I
like
was gonna
story,
say, at the end of
I
the-
fucking love it.
I was say I remember as a kid though, like the second half of the movie, I fucking adored. So I wanna rewatch it just sober. All right, let me rewind like a little bit because I think we're slightly desynced.
Oh, there he is!
Yeah.
That's my boy! That's my boy!
I was thinking of
Just
this
like the
image,
simulations!
man. I love clones.
Comparisons to throw the idiocy and bigotry of this post into sharp relief. Did Ingram even watch the Star Wars films? Oh,
I would also like to point out the only person who is incorrect in this frame is Ingram. She said
Yeah.
if you've got talking droids and aliens but no people of color, it doesn't make any sense. All he has to do is
also-
post one character who is a person of color and he's correct.
Oh my
He
god,
didn't have
oh
any
my god.
idiocy or bigotry.
Rat, we
And
need to
it's-
point some stuff
you're a
out.
bigot
We
if
need
you
to point
correct a
some
person
stuff
of
out.
color. What a
Okay,
fucking-
number one, they've made the Star Destroyer. You'll see there, they've made the Star Destroyer into the downvote button. Fucking typical.
And then the X-Wing is the upvote. Fuck off.
Yeah. Number two, he does not check his Discord messages. He has like 9+ of them. He is using a laptop.
Yeah,
Gay.
That's funny.
And it is raining where he is at the time of this video. I wish more rain and thunderstorms be upon you.
That's funny. Star Wars is an American epic space opera. Gee, I wonder...
Oh, dude, I love that too. It has 2.2 million members. There's only 17.9k of them online. Get fucked.
That's, man, I wonder what demographically the majority of people are in the US, and that would have an impact on its movies.
Dead subreddit. Let's go.
B asks, this is intended as a rhetorical question. The answer this post suggests is no, she can't have seen the films. If she
because it's true. If she saw the movies, she would know there was
it's literally true.
Of color. So
it's literally true. She was incorrect.
Yeah.
Listen here, you fucking cunt. You've made an 18-minute video on an incorrect statement that this fucking tart has made. No offense, miss. Has made because she didn't watch the fucking movies. Either that or she wants to say something that's politically correct.
Yeah, either she's just wrong and wasn't paying attention, or she's just trying to make a point for the very obvious fluff article that has very obvious motivations. And you were so caught up trying to defend it, to fight racism, at least you think you are, that you're just stupid.
Not only that, he's painting the Star Wars fandom as racist because of a single fucking post.
Yeah, he said it was bigoted.
Correct!
Yeah, he said it's bigoted. Oh, this guy posted just POC characters that existed before her, and that's bigotry, apparently.
Facts are bigoted.
What a fucking...
she would see that across 11 films, 14 characters aren't white.
Yeah, that's still more than 0, idiot!
Dumbass. Dummy. You fucking goof stuff. God, Europeans.
That's diversity. Star Wars is diverse.
It is. Like,
it is.
He's posting fucking footage of scenes that have minority people in them.
Not only that. Even if you're only counting race, it's extremely diverse. But when you count like culture, philosophy, mindset,
that's another good point.
Gender, all that shit, all of the aliens, there's more aliens than humans in the fucking shots half the time.
Diversity is more than skin color, Mr. I hate racism.
You have a black man. You have a black man who is a fucking gas dealer talking to a literal cyborg wizard samurai. How the fuck is that not diverse?
Yeah, like it's diversity is more than skin color, okay? You could have in Star Wars, and this is the nice thing about Star Wars, 5 white people from different planets, and culturally they're gonna have very little in common.
Yeah. Put literally we see it in the Phantom Menace.
We see it in a bunch of movies.
Padme and Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, just having a conversation about and even she talked about the slavery existing here and this and that, and she said, "Oh, you're a slave," and he goes, "I'm a human." Like it's a very natural thing because she's not used to slavery, and they're both white.
And there's a similar scene later on when they're on the ship traveling through hyperspace, and Anakin's fucking freezing because he's been on a desert planet all his life.
Yeah, he's just not used to the cold. Yeah. Like, and to say that there's no diversity because their skin color.
This fucking dude.
I want to make it very clear that when you focus on race to this point, you lose what actually makes diversity like compelling.
You just want to see brown people, and that's it.
So you can feel better about yourself.
You want to call yourself the non-racist.
Again, I am brown. I want to make it clear. I'm not trying to protect a white space. I just am pointing out.
You are, you fucking racist.
God. Dude, when and I'll never forget, I went when I was in Georgia, which was a former Confederate state, by the way. This is relevant to the point when people are like, "Oh, Star Wars fans are racist." If Star Wars fans are racist, then the Star Wars fan in Georgia should have been worse than that. But I went into a game store that heavily focused on Star Wars, and I had people like calling me over to their game tables to ask me if I wanted to join in. I was like, no, I'm just trying to buy a couple models. They're like, no, you should join in. I had one dude pull me aside and say, yeah, I just want you to know, I know we're like a very white store, and this is a safe space for you.
Yeah,
and I had to be like, bro, calm the fuck down. Like,
it's creepy, isn't it?
I know. I was like, dude.
I can't speak from experience because it's never happened to me, but it sounds fucking creepy.
It sucks.
I don't want to be that guy, but it sounds fetishistic.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's.
I could imagine. No, think about it. It does, doesn't it?
I just
It
don't like
sounds-
it. It's like I'm just coming in, and it's like, and I girls have a similar thing where like a girl who, because some girls get an ego boost when guys are like, oh my god, it's a girl who likes Star Wars, and they embellish in the attention, or they revel in the attention, I should say. Some girls fucking hate it, and they're just like, no, I'm just trying to get my shit and get out. Please stop. So it's like it's similar because it's like there are definitely minorities, especially up here where I live now. When they go into these stores and like, oh man, this is where I know we're traditionally white space, but I just want you to know you're welcome. They're like, thank you for letting me know you're an ally. You get those people, but it's not universal. I fucking hate it. I just want to fucking enjoy Star Wars.
Ironically enough, they're probably a minority.
Yeah. It's funny because when Warhammer did its whole fucking thing, I was one like where they're like, oh, we hate racists, and if you're racist, we don't want you here.
That's not very inclusive.
I was gonna say, yeah, but if you're poor, like get the fuck out. Warhammer's for everyone, unless you don't want to pay $50 for 5 Space Marines.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was one of the people who stopped buying from them after that because they keep pricing up and pretending they're like a morally upright company by banning or like by shitting on people who aren't what they claim they are, and it drives me nuts. Anyway, let's finish.
It doesn't matter how little most of these characters are given to do, when compared to the almost exclusively white leads, and it doesn't matter how poorly some of their...
Okay.
But like they do a...
Like, just because the leads are white does not mean that there is some kind of motivation behind it. Just because the leads are white does not mean they're trying to say something with that. They just hired a white lead. I'm sorry to say, but when people in American culture, people imagine a plucky farm boy, they tend to imagine white folk, and the reason they tend to imagine white folk because there's a lot of white farmers. To this day, there's a lot of white farmers. When people say a redneck, people imagine them in fucking their little farmer overalls. People tend to imagine white folk. They probably wanted someone who captured that fucking, not the redneck part, but captured the imagery of a plucky farm boy, which I would argue Luke does very fucking well. That's not to say there's no black farmers. I'm sure there is. But generally speaking, the image that comes to people's mind, guess what? Is a white farmer when they think of a farmer. So, I don't... The majority, it's a mostly white leads. Why does that matter to you? If the characters are good, if Luke's arc is strong, if he's a morally good character, overcoming challenges that you as the viewer feel rewarded by in the end for watching a very human struggle between father, son, and good and evil, and your only takeaway is, well, he was white, you're a faggot, and I don't want you in my space, and as a minority...
We like gay people, by the way.
Huh? I do. Most of my friends, most of my friends are gay, including UK one faggot.
Fuck you.
Although it's funny. No, like it. Yeah, I use that as an insult for non-gay people, and I actually don't like. So Mike, which you guys haven't met yet, but Mike is gay, and I can't even call him a faggot because he laughs. And it's not
oh my
funny.
god, will you stop saying the word? It's gonna be struck down.
It's fine. It's fine. We can't monetize it, but that's fine. We're gonna have 8 people watch this, and then someone's gonna report it, and then we're fucked anyway. So, what's the point?
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm just saying, faggot doesn't mean what people think. I've only seen twice where someone like said it that way and meant it like, haha, you like penis. Most of the time it's a different insult.
That's fucking goofy.
Yeah, because it's a funny sounding word.
Penis.
And most of my friends who are gay, they say faggot more than me. And I usually say the gay shit like, you better stop before I suck your dick, bro. Better quit shooting me, bro. It's gonna get real gay in here if you keep it up.
Continue before we continue. Go on with the fucking...
God, pound my ass.
Video.
You?
Their stories were wrapped up, or rather weren't wrapped up. No, 14 non-white faces across 40 plus years of cinema tells us that diversity has been achieved.
No, it tells us that there's more than zero white or more than zero black characters.
The point of it isn't to be, well, the sequel ones.
And wait,
maybe.
hold on. There is shitloads of diversity. It's just more than skin color.
Yeah.
God damn it. God, fuck
Do
off.
aliens not exist?
Even there's distinct human cultures. Like, even if you just focus on humanity, there's distinct.
Wait a minute! Ahsoka's actress is black!
Indeed.
Oh god, that's another unfortunate pause frame for John Boyega there. He looks like he's about to
I think I'm
cry.
on a different frame than you. What seconds are you on?
I'm on 516.
So am I. Mine's a rainbow says diversity here.
This is obviously
Oh, I see where you're at. Okay. But yeah, no. To say there's no diversity.
Stop pausing on his face! None of them look good!
He's got an expressive face, man. I'm sorry. And for the record, again, I was pro John Boyega Stormtrooper when
He's wearing a Nigeria shirt.
Yeah, I saw. But when he was first revealed, I was in the comments defending him because there were people going, "He's a clone. He shouldn't be black," and that's stupid. Because again, Stormtroopers weren't clones, and they did mass conscription, and you're going to see blacks in that. It's just the way it is. So it makes sense that there's a black Stormtrooper. Absolutely. Finn's not a bad character because he's black. Finn's a bad character because he's a bad character.
a facile oversimplification of what people actually mean when they talk about diversity in good faith, and indeed...
Like you just fucking did? Hold on, let me re-listen to that.
You do not get to use good faith, sir. You do not know what it means.
He also said people that oversimplify the word diversity, but that's exactly what he's doing.
This is across 40 plus years of cinema, tells us that diversity has...
How many non-Japanese people are in Akira Kurosawa films over however many years he was making films?
A lot.
I'm just saying.
Been achieved. This is obviously a facile oversimplification of what people actually mean when they talk about diversity in good faith, and indeed resembles fairly closely in mental acuity the answer you'd get were you to ask a lump of wet pizza dough what it thought about diversity in Star Wars. But there's...
I have to listen to that again.
Yeah.
Up. No, 14 non-white faces across 40 plus years of cinema tells us that diversity has been achieved. This is obviously a facile oversimplification of what people actually mean when they talk about diversity in good faith, and indeed resembles fairly closely in mental acuity the answer you'd get were you to ask a lump of wet pizza dough what it thought about diversity in Star Wars.
That's what's been made though. That isn't something that the Star Wars fandom made up. The whole diversity is just skin color thing. That's something your side did.
I just can't stand how. That's why I wanted to listen to this again. He came off so fucking smug in that, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't just me imagining it.
If it wasn't for his accent, I'd say he's Swedish.
Fair, man. That's I don't know if all Brits are like this or what, but goddamn.
But there's actually a more sinister dynamic going on here, beyond mere stupidity. Let's go
beyond mere stupidity. Okay, again, I would like to point out there's only one incorrect statement here. And it is
not coming from, what's his name? You Sneeves.
0426.
Sneeves.
He even got awards for it. That's funny.
Yeah. Look at the award he got. He got an award where two hands are grabbing each other.
Yeah.
Like it's a fucking Predator film. That's cute.
To that title. Has Moses Ingram not seen the films? Well, that gives us...
Yeah, because it's hard to get through the movies without noticing a person of color. Again, Lando Calrissian, Mace Windu, they take very prominent roles in the film. You see them; they're up front and center. People who are fans of the series will notice the other characters really a lot, because people who are fans of the series love the characters. Again, Boba Fett is the best example of that. And so yeah, it's completely reasonable for him to be like, has she not seen the movies? Because they are there. She said, but no people of color, not few, not little, but no people of color. And if you go, well, she was talking in hyperbole. Okay, don't defend a hyperbolic statement. It's that easy.
There's two possible answers.
If you go that route, Sneeves can just say it back and say, yeah, I was being hyperbolic too. So what?
That's true. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we're at a fucking net zero, so, like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Go back to that title.
Show yourself.
Has Moses Ingram not seen the films? Well, that gives us two possible answers, doesn't it? Yes and no. Let's explore what each answer
Dude is so high on himself.
It's literally
Oh
just
my
no.
God. Well, again, even if she hasn't, she wasn't paying attention.
That's all right. That's all right. It's either no, she hasn't, or yes, she has, but she's just trying to stir up racial shit.
Either way, she's wrong. That's the funny part. But this dude said, God, he's so, like, into himself. Yeah, there's two possible answers to this question, yes and no. Let's explore each one. Fuck off. Oh my God.
would mean, within the framework of assumptions this post is working with. As we discussed above, the post implies that no is the obvious answer, that if Ingram's making this statement, she can't have seen the films, because
Yes.
That's fairly reasonable. Like, again, it's...
That's what one would automatically
Like,
think
if
they know what they know.
if someone came in here and they're like, dude, I love Star Wars, Rat, let's talk about Star Wars. I'm like, yeah, dude, and he goes, I just think it's a little weird that there's no black characters in Star Wars. I'd be like, you've seen the movies though, right? Like that's how I would respond, because they are there, and they're
It would be the exact same. It would be the exact same thing if a Ku Klux Klan member said there needs to be white people in Star Wars because there aren't any.
Yeah, again, you would reply, have you seen the movie? It's like,
Yeah, it's a very big. He isn't even saying that she hasn't seen the movie. He's asking.
yeah, because again, it's like a very like, because the implication isn't, oh, she hasn't seen the movie, she's a fake fan, or whatever the fuck he's trying to say it is. The implication is, how could she say this statement without acknowledging the other characters? That's what he's really saying.
Yeah.
Because when you try and actually work that out, the implications aren't good.
because the diversity of Star Wars is self-evident. The argument implicit here then is
I only
that
just
this
noticed
small
that. Go back. That fucking dude just karate kicked a
the
droid.
obvious answer, that if Ingram's making this statement, she can't have seen the films, because the diversity of
Hey, there's
Star
a
Wars
black
is
woman there.
Yeah,
Look,
they talk about that. Yeah.
He karate kicked a droid.
Bro, dude, yeah. There's actually really, like, I used to do frame by frame and watch these battles. There's actually a lot of interesting choreography in them.
self-evident. The argument implicit here then is that this small collage of non-white faces is enough, that
I had to listen to that again.
two possible
Did you
answers,
get
doesn't
distracted
it? Yes
by the
and
battle?
no. Let's explore what each answer would mean, within the framework of assumptions this post is working with. As we discussed above, the post implies that no is the obvious answer, that if Ingram's making this statement, she can't have seen the films, because the diversity of Star Wars is self-evident. The argument implicit here then is that this small collage of non-white faces is enough.
No, the argument that is implicit
isn't. No, it
is that there is
isn't.
more than
It
0
isn't.
characters that are people of color.
Oh my god, that's so disingenuous.
That's
That's scummy as shit.
That's awful.
That's
She can't have seen the films,
This
because the
fucking
diversity of
game!
Star Wars is self-evident. The argument implicit here then is that this small collage of non-white faces is enough. That
No.
It's enough for me. I am happy with the diversity in Star Wars. I think it's very, very well done. So yeah, it is enough for me. However, that's not the argument that's implicit. In this context, the argument is there is more than just her. She is not the first person of color.
holy shit! I just noticed that arena is fucking empty. Those
They are-
Geonosians
they-
got
yeah,
out of there
they-
quick.
yeah.
films,
They flew
because
away.
the diversity of Star Wars is self-evident.
It is
The
self-evident.
argument implicit here then is that this small collage of non-white faces is enough. That
It's
people
enough.
of color should be happy to make up even a quarter or so of the spaces
No.
that
That's not
I
what
would
they're
love
saying.
these movies. I would love these movies. Don't fucking speak for me, Brit. I would love these movies if there was zero any color. Like if this movie was all black people, but they did the same effort with character work and everything, and that's how this originally was.
Yeah.
I would be fine with it. If this movie was all, I don't know, fucking Pacific Islanders, and they had the same strength of character, I would still love it.
If they were all midgets, I'd still love it.
Yeah, like if I love Star Wars because of the human aspects of it, not because of the skin color. You fucking I can't think of an insult for you.
One of my favorite characters is General Grievous, an alien cyborg who we have no idea what his
he's
original
technically
skin color
disabled.
was. Yeah, he's technically
diversity of
disabled.
Star Wars is self-evident. The
It's so
argument
shallow.
implicit here, then, is that this small collage of non-white faces is enough. That people of colour should be happy to make up even a quarter or so of the spaces that Disney Star Wars allots for its new characters.
That just drives me nuts. I don't care.
That's
not what I'm
That's
looking at
not
when
what
I
he
see a
said,
character.
though. It's not that deep, man. It ain't that fucking deep.
Yeah, the dude said there's more than 0 people of color. Here's like 12 that I found off the top of my head.
Let's be fucking real. That dude probably just did that for some Reddit karma. He got a very simple post together.
Yeah.
He posted it and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna get some updates.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great." That's
and
it.
thus that Ingram is
Like when I was growing up, Kenobi was my favorite Jedi. Not anymore. I don't think I have one anymore. But Kenobi was my favorite Jedi. I didn't go, man. Too bad he's white.
ignorant for not seeing and realizing this. If the answer to the
No, she's
person-
not ignorant. She's just incorrect.
Yeah, that's
if she's doing it intentionally, then she's being a
Yeah,
prick.
like if she watched the movies and somehow missed all of the characters who are POC, then yeah, I'm sorry, she's ignorant. It's not an insult.
Oh my god! I just noticed this Reddit account we're looking at is his account. He's a full-time Redditor. He's got 39.6k karma. Look at that.
Yeah, that's funny.
question
People are
is
direct
no,
messaging him
then.
on.
Ingram.
Oh
God, his thing had a
my
Harambe
God.
reference in his name. Oh.
Oh, inshallah, my brothers, send all Redditors to hell.
And
Except
thus that
Sneeze.
Ingram is
Sneeze is
ignorant for
okay.
not seeing and realizing this. If the answer to the post's question is no, then Ingram is cast as the latest in a long line of Star Wars grifters, following the likes of Kathleen Kennedy, Ryan Johnson, and many others, who in the dominant narratives
Whoa, stop. Okay, we're gonna take this one at a time. Number one, I don't think Ryan Johnson is a grifter. Despite all of my distaste for him and my criticisms of him, I genuinely think when he made his film, he wanted to make that film. He wasn't doing it just for a paycheck. He genuinely thought he was making a good film.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Kathleen Kennedy, how is Kathleen Kennedy a grifter? She's doing a fucking job, retard.
Well, he's saying that we're saying that because and he's saying he's extrapolating all of this from
a fucking Reddit post. Holy shit!
Yeah, from a Reddit post that is one sentence long. And then
Oh damn!
pictures.
This guy must be a Halo fan for all the reaching he's doing.
Ah, that's funny.
Yeah, thank you.
the answer to the post's question is no, then Ingram is cast as the latest in a long line of Star Wars grifters, following the likes of Kathleen Kennedy, Ryan Johnson, and many others, who in
when
the
you go
dominant
strong,
narratives of the modern Star Wars fanbase
He nailed the he completely countered that point that no one said.
What? Who's Robert Rodriguez? Why was he
I wasn't
there?
paying attention. Her eyes.
She's
that red.
really. She's Palpatine's daughter.
That's fair.
Also,
Others who
pull your
in-
fucking dress straps up. Good lord.
That's part of the style.
in the dominant narratives of the
Yeah, see, Kelly Marie Tran has the right idea. Her dress straps are fully up.
It's tasteful.
Why are his eyes red?
modern Star Wars fanbase
Yeah, no.
Oh, hey, he had some drip. He had a fucking cowboy hat. He had
Some
one of those
examples
neck
of what
things.
I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's not that fucking Reddit post, idiot.
So wait, that's just a classic fucking
Yeah, it's just a fucking YouTube thumbnail.
anti Kathleen Kennedy video. He doesn't even show the full thing. Like, show us the actual channel.
Yeah,
you
well-
fucking pillar of garbage.
Yeah. It's not an insult. You just identify
Yeah.
him. No.
Oh
yeah.
god, that's not a very flattering image of Kathleen
It's
Kennedy
not.
or George Lucas.
But yeah, like a YouTube thumbnail of the, and you'll find a ton of these. Yeah, of George Lucas, where people are like George Lucas hates the new stuff. You'll find a lot because people get catharsis, by going because they get told by fucking. I gotta stop using the word faggot. Assholes like you.
Retard?
Yeah, retards like you. That they're just wrong for disliking these things. And they're wrong
Yeah.
for disliking the marketing, and they're wrong for disliking
They're racist, they're sexist, they're bigoted, they're
the shit that
homophobic,
people
etc.
Like you say.
And then you have people like Geeks and Gamers who come along and say, guys, no, listen, Kathleen Kennedy, she sucks. She's going out in a year, trust me. George Lucas hates the films. You guys like George Lucas, he made your favorite films.
Yeah, people get catharsis.
No wonder there are people who are building businesses off of this shit.
Yeah.
You're feeding into it. It's like shoving a bunch of shit into a jar. Eventually, it spills out.
And then you're then picking it up and going like, look how much shit there is.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, yeah,
it's
I don't like these videos either. I think most of them will take like a statement and then blow it out of proportion. But
I've seen them. It's fucking ludicrous sometimes.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that original post saying there's not no POC in Star Wars was saying this. You're like,
does he show any other examples?
You're ascribing so much to that one Reddit post that he didn't say.
It's not
get
that deep.
Star Wars.
That's not a flattering image either.
Oh man, yeah.
That is a nice suit though. That's a nice looking suit. I like the pattern.
Man, I don't see how he gets this from the Reddit post. Yeah, people don't like Kathleen Kennedy. Are you fucking surprised?
Didn't care about Star Wars. And
that one was literally just saying, why do people hate Kathleen Kennedy? That was the name of that video. Why people hate Kathleen Kennedy.
Johnson ruined The Last Jedi.
Oh,
he
how
did
racist.
though.
He's white.
This has been just criticizing the white people behind this stuff. Also, can you go back to that image of Kathleen Kennedy smiling real quick?
Get Star Wars.
Yeah, that one. Now, Kathleen, listen, it's 2022. You've got to stop doing Asian. You've got to stop doing Asian impersonations.
Oh,
like that.
I just got it. That's funny. You know, I think there's a very lack of 20-something Hispanics having sole ownership of Star Wars. We should fix that.
Yeah.
Didn't care about Star Wars, and thanks to various forms of self-interest, mucked it up. But the open nature of this title question offers another possibility, the yes. So what's the post suggesting if this is the answer?
That she is wrong. That she is wrong. That is what it is suggesting. Because if she's seen the movies and she somehow missed all these characters, right? Then she wasn't paying attention. That's it. That's what the implication would be if the answer is yes. But it's an open-ended question, like you said. He's not saying, "Wow, she watched the Star Wars movies and missed this," or "Wow, she hasn't seen the Star Wars movies." It's just meant to quickly show you that she somehow missed these characters. That's it.
If Ingram has seen the films. Well, as we've already noted, OP frames the existing diversity of Star Wars as self-evident. And judging by the comments, this is a popular opinion in r/.
These are valid points! These are valid points, you idiot!
There is literally nothing here that is incorrect. Besides the fact that they're all Redditors in each other.
Fair, yeah.
It's not even the same subreddit! This is prequel memes!
Yeah.
The subreddit we looked at was fucking...
Yeah, did he say this was the same comments? Hold on.
Star Wars as self-evident. And judging by the comments, this is a popular opinion.
He did! He went to prequel memes for it. Oh my god.
Okay, no. In fairness, the post was removed, so we probably just put it fucking here. No, wait! Because that looks like a different fucking icon to what his is.
This one has upvotes as well.
Yeah! You disingenuous bastard. I think he's just taken this from somewhere else, from an entirely different post.
It could even be the same meme.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean anything. He said from the comment section, and then it's a different comment section.
Oh.
Goddamn.
In r/Star Wars. Star Wars is already diverse, apparently.
Yeah, there's our boy. There's a boy.
Oh man, we could have played Battlefront 1 instead of listening to this fucking idiot.
Well, if we have time, we can.
Ingram, though, claims that there's no people of color here.
She did. She literally did, though.
She did. You're showing it right now, you fucking moron!
And that diversity is long overdue. This appears to be an untrue claim.
It is.
Particularly
it is untrue on both counts.
What do you mean appears? Okay, first off, your fingers are really long, Goblin. Second off... I'm sorry, that was rude, but like, what the fuck? Why are your fingers so long? What the fuck?
I have fingers.
Second off, it isn't appeared. She literally said it.
Yeah.
We've seen the article. Read it.
Yeah.
Why your hair be looking like that, Kurt?
when stripped of its context. As suggested above, if Ingram hasn't seen these films, if the answer to this question is no, then this seeming falsehood is the result of ignorance on her part.
Yes.
But if the answer is yes, if Ingram has seen the films, then this seeming falsehood isn't the result of ignorance, it's the result of malice.
No, it's the result of not paying attention to what you say.
Yeah.
I don't think she's malicious for saying that. I think she's
Honestly,
just wrong.
if we take it in the best faith possible, she was just being hyperbolic.
Yeah, and that's what I imagine
She
happened.
just wants more. She just wants more people who look like her in the fucking movies.
And I imagine
And who knows?
happened.
Who knows? Look, we've heard stories about how progressive fucking Hollywood is. She might be saying it just to reinforce her fucking career.
Yeah.
If she knows that Obi-Wan
And,
Kenobi is going to be a dog shit,
I think it's even her genuine belief, but
yeah,
I think like a lot of people, she has a skewed perception of what Star Wars is. No offense to Miss Ingram here, she doesn't strike me as a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And if she's a big Star Wars fan, and she cares about the people who look like her in those Star Wars movies, I think she would know there's more than none. So that would still make her statement very odd.
It's a deliberate lie. The Star Wars fanbase is being gaslit. They know these films are diverse enough, and
They are being gaslit. This is frustrating for me to watch.
you are gaslighting us.
Like the absolute fuck. Like it's it's just crazy. Yes, because they see the diversity and then you tell them it's not diverse enough. It is very diverse.
result of
It is
ignorance.
more than skin
it's
color.
the result of malice. It's a deliberate lie. The Star Wars fanbase is being gaslit.
I misunderstood him. I was listening to myself. No, it's not a deliberate lie. She's just wrong.
It's a deliberate lie. The Star Wars fanbase is being gaslit. They know these films are diverse enough, and if Ingram has actually seen them, then she must know this too. And yet,
Literally another black character in that like half-second frame. Are you there?
Liberalism,
Oh, there we go.
left-wingers are a mental illness. Continue.
What is that? Oh, it's a stick.
yet she's claiming they aren't. She's claiming there's no representation, no diversity, no people of color. And if Ingram isn't lying accidentally,
Yeah,
as a
that's
result
my
of ignorance,
boys!
Every time Attack of the Clones comes up, I just start watching the actual fight.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fucking rewind.
diversity, no people of color. And if Ingram isn't lying accidentally, as a
No,
result of
I'm
ignorance,
sorry, I can't. I get distracted. I'm gonna have to look
lying
away.
accidentally. It's just being wrong.
Yeah.
then she must be lying on purpose. So those
no,
are the
she's
two
wrong.
options this post gives us. The two interpretations
No, they're the two options you're cornholing it into because you don't know how else to fucking do this argument.
Remember-
were allowed for why Ingram said these words. And since in real life she obviously has seen the films,
Is that guy behind him even white? Because he looks Asian to me.
That's racist. I wasn't even looking at it. I was looking at the guy in the foreground who looks like his head's been
I
shaved.
was wondering that
as
too. Like it
sandpaper.
got like crusted on one side.
Yeah, it's like someone flattened it a bit with a rolling pin.
the user reading
What is
this
this
post is
haircut?
70s people.
Scan the crowd. Do
I
we
am.
see a
pushed
non-white?
towards the latter.
What? Okay, that's like the third black dude we've seen with that mustache.
It's a good mustache, man. If I could pull it off, I'd have it.
You're Mexican. You're Mexican. You only get one.
The
type of
idea that
mustache.
Ingram's lying about the diversity of Star Wars deliberately. There's a conspiracy being proposed here then.
It looks
Because
fat.
when we bear in mind
Yeah,
what have been the dominant
Getting old.
narratives
She looks-
of the Star
Sorry,
She-
I didn't hear what he said.
She doesn't know how to close her mouth.
latter,
Yeah, I've
the
heard
idea
that
that
before.
Ingram's lying about the diversity of Star Wars deliberately. There's a conspiracy being proposed here then. Because when we bear
No, there's not. She's just wrong. And you fucking idiots just keep, like... When I say you're gaslighting people, it's because you just keep insisting on shit that you're wrong on.
You are literally gaslighting me right now, for real, no cap, on G.
If you do that again, I will leave the stream.
Bear in mind what have been the dominant narratives of the Star Wars fanbase since the Disney buyout. There's only one major motivation this post can be evoking: the elephant in the room. The only made-up boogeyman more terrifying to the Star Wars fanbase than the Empire or the Sith or the First Order. And that's...
Yeah, the First Order terrifying.
Who finds the First Order
who-
terrifying?
Oh my god.
Also, hold up a mo. Who the fuck who is this dude, and why is he using an E5 blaster?
Might be
That's a
from-
battle droid
than
blaster.
the Empire or the Sith or the First Order. And
No, he
that's-
wasn't in Solo. I would have fucking remembered that.
He said, if he goes to "there is no such thing as a woke agenda," you are literally wrong. They put it in their fucking mission statement these days, guy. Are you serious? They literally put it in their mission statement. All the fucking time they talk about how they look to encourage diversity. They make it sound really nice, but it's not.
With every fucking sentence he speaks, my idea that he's just doing this for clicks and views increases.
I know. I think he believes it because he's a fucking Brit. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second because I gotta clear my throat. I've been talking too much.
She's so Gracie in this image.
It's sweat. She's been running around.
Clear your fucking throat. God damn.
trying.
You sound like an old man. Sound like an old man.
Alright. Much better. Much better.
dominant narratives of the Star Wars fanbase since the Disney buyout. There's only one major motivation this post can...
Did I unmute my mic? I did. Okay, I was like...
Yeah, I was eating,
The
sorry.
elephant in the room. The only made-up boogeyman more terrifying to the Star Wars fanbase than the Empire or the Sith or the First Order. And that's the woke agenda.
It's not made up. It is not
I would
made
also
up.
like to point out Obi-Wan Kenobi used a blaster pistol.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. It's not made up. Your interpretation of it is made up. Yeah, we don't think it's people doing these evil things to make, oh no, diversity. No, but there's definitely a focus from companies to push for shit that was generally considered woke. It just is. And if you deny that, then you're just being facetious. Like it's
Yeah,
there's just no
you
point
are
in
flat
fucking
out
talking about it.
lying to your audience.
Yeah, like there's no way. Like again, they put it in their mission statements. They just call it inclusion and diversity. It's not. There's no such thing as a woke agenda. Yeah, shut the fuck up. But yeah, it's just not called that. I don't call it the woke agenda, but they do push for shit that's woke. And if you don't believe that, then you're just caught up.
I don't want to spend too much time on this section because A, the woke agenda doesn't exist, and B,
It does.
the woke agenda doesn't exist, but
It does.
What a smug fucking dude.
this is the logical endpoint of the snide little suppositions being made
You dare to call anyone snide? You fuck. I have to listen to that again.
the endpoint of the snide little suppositions being made by the post in question. It's one massive dog whistle. The collage presented in
Chancellor Palpatine, have this man sent to the spice mines and have his balls dipped in acid.
God damn, that's so frustrating.
collage presented
He's
in
lying.
isolation
He's
attempts
flat
to
out
show
lying to us right now.
Are you at 846?
Lando's holding cards and he's smiling.
agenda doesn't exist, but this is the logical endpoint of the snide little suppositions being made by the post in question. It's
The ones
one
you made
massive-
up.
Yeah.
The ones you flat out made up.
Yeah, no, this guy is literally just saying she is wrong, here's why, and you're going, therefore, he's construed this massive conspiracy that I know for a
You've
fact does
written
not
fan
exist.
fiction. I
Pretty
wouldn't even
much.
know that.
That's
You're a
a good way to
fan
put it,
fiction
yeah.
writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneeves deserved better, bro. Sneeves deserved better.
I want.
Dog
Hang
whistle.
on. Don't pause. I'm gonna look him up.
Watch him be a shitbag.
U/Sneeves 0426. Sully Snow, Sneeves 0426. This page contains mature content.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I have to download the fucking app for it.
Don't even worry about it.
No, I'm gonna. My curiosity is piqued.
I want to play Battlefront.
Bro, we're probably not gonna be able to. I've got
I know,
like 2
we're only
hours
halfway
left.
through.
I know. I didn't think it would take this long.
I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. I thought it was gonna be like, yeah, people say mean things online. It would have been easy to be like, yeah.
Press play. We'll keep going.
By the post in question. It's one
That's not at all what the post says, but okay.
massive dog whistle. The collage presented in isolation attempts to show that people of color exist in Star
They
Wars,
do, and she said they don't, so it's pretty straight fucking forward.
and that Ingram's words are therefore untrue.
Yes,
The
they
title
are.
then offers us a false dichotomy.
It's not a false dichotomy. He's asking because he doesn't see how it makes sense that she would say that statement while there are actively
The man wanted knowledge, and you have given him fan fiction.
That Ingram's lying on purpose about this, or she's a self-serving...
No. I've looked at Sully Snow's profile.
That's why I said don't. I wanted to preserve the hero.
Bro, I can't. I've looked at it. I have to share the information.
Oh no.
I will go with what I know, what is bet. Okay, so first off, he hasn't been on Reddit very long. Since 2018. He loves horror stories, Red Dead, Star Wars, and Jurassic Park.
None of that sounds bad so far, so I'm really...
His Reddit avatar has a fedora.
Oh, okay. That's not that bad.
Wait, no, that's not a fedora. I think that's just a hat. Yeah, no, I'm completely wrong. That's not a fedora, it's just a hat. Yeah, I'll screenshot it. It'd be funny if we looked him up and he was just, like, blatantly racist.
That'd be funny.
It's like
I'd
based.
invite him to the podcast.
Oh yeah, imagine we look him up and he's just unfathomably based. He paints his fucking Warhammer bases in Goblin Green.
Yeah, that'd be fucking sick. Oh
Yeah, do you think that's a fucking fedora?
Oh, hold on. Oh, my cursor disappeared. What happened?
Huh?
Where'd you post it? No, Mike?
Yeah, no, Mike.
Well, my cursor disappeared. Holy shit. No, it's not a fedora. That's a cowboy hat.
Yeah. Oh no, Oh no, he's posting cringe. No, he says Battlefront 2, the 2016 version needs a remake. No.
A remake? That's a weird take.
He's literally just liking shit about how like people on Reddit are going, we need remakes, and we need stuff like Tales of the Sith, Tales from the Clone Wars, that kind of shit. He just wants more Star Wars content. He's a bit of a consumer, it seems. Other than that, though, he seems perfectly fucking normal.
I'll say that's it's not that cringe. Send him a message. Hey, we're doing. Can you hop on a podcast right now?
So wait. How is this not safe for work? I expected like porn or something.
Yeah, me too. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, he likes The Last of Us.
Oh, I'm out.
Oh no! Wait. Yeah, no, he does. If Arthur Morgan and Joe Miller met and had a conversation, what would they talk about?
That's a weird gun you have. Yeah, you too.
You know what? That's okay. That's one thing. What is our dog man?
I don't know. Let's just finish the video, guy. I don't want to start stalking.
Oh, it's a werewolf subreddit. Okay. Well, that's my curiosity peaked. That's my curiosity peaked. I can now delete Reddit. Reddit is deleted. Continue.
Ignorant.
What the fuck? Is it playing for you?
No.
It keeps pausing instantly for me.
Ignorant.
Let me try. Yeah, it's happening on my end too. Try pulling it back a couple seconds or something.
That's the thing. I can't see my cursor anymore. I don't know what I did.
Oh. Let me try.
Okay.
I
hit play.
Oh. Yeah, it's still doing it for me too.
Isolation attempt.
What the fuck?
Should I try hitting refresh?
I guess I'll do the same. We are eight something. I think 8:58.
We're Hi about everyone. Hope you're doing well because I'm not. I was. I because
my cursor's back. Okay, thank God. All right. is the MCU propaganda. Oh my god. Reva racism and bad writing. Oh my god. He put bad writing in quotes too. Jesus Christ.
We have a gold mine, gentlemen.
And that Ingram's words are therefore untrue. The title then offers us a false dichotomy. Either Ingram's lying on purpose about this, or she's a self-serving ignorant who doesn't care about Star Wars. And if she is lying on purpose, that's even worse, because that means she's an agent of the woke agenda.
The amount of shit you just ascribed onto a guy who just said none of that is absurd.
Whoa! What stormtroopers are those? The black ones? Those don't look like Death Trooper helmets to me. The
They
fuck?
don't look like Death Trooper helmets.
Our sacred
They
franchise
were Death Troopers, yeah.
in order to put estrogen in the action figures and turn all the Chad Star Wars enjoyers into Joe Biden's femboy army, or whatever the fuck the secret endgame of the woke agenda is supposed to be this week. At this point, though, we can't even say for sure that these implications in the post are intentional.
They're not even there. You're perceiving them.
I'm
might
sorry.
simply be that
I'm sorry. Can we address that? His fucking schizo conspiracy theory about
he's
what
just-
the woke
yeah.
agenda is? They're putting estrogen in the action figures to turn the Chads into Joe Biden's femboy
and
army.
I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Pile of Garbage, which I understand the name now.
That sounds like a fetish. That sounds like a fetish you're projecting onto us.
Yeah,
Please
I'm gonna
don't.
be real with you. You want to know what issues I have with the so-called woke agenda? Because I think that's a silly name for it. I think you're reducing people to traits that they can't change, and you're sorting people into camps that I don't think should be there. And I find it insulting. That's my issue with it. I don't believe that Joe Biden's putting estrogen into Star Wars toys to produce femboys. I know you're being like a douchebag on that point to be funny, but you're obviously thinking that there's these really stupid conspiracy theories, and they're there on both sides. You'd be surprised. No, most people's issue with it, like most reasonable people's issue with it, is you're in a very ham-fisted way telling us that racism is bad, and that when we don't like a character who is very clearly being brought in to meet quotas or to lecture us that racism is bad, people get tired of it and they notice it and they reject it. That's what's happening. And I don't like it, again, me personally, because I think reducing people to skin color to argue that for like to state like diversity is our strength and then only focus on skin color, I think that's I think it's horrific. I think that causes it more issues than it solves, and I think it's really stupid that people like you will come on any platform and talk like the most smug fucking person I've ever met. Like, I swear to God, dude, I would not be surprised if when you get home, you have a mirror next to your bed so you can jack off to yourself and listen to the sound of your voice. You sound so fucking full of yourself that I'm actually kind of appalled.
Sickened, if you will.
Yeah. It's because guess what, sir? I disagree with you on just about everything you've said today, and I'm not white. So I would really like you to tell me that I'm racist when it comes to this.
He'll never watch this video, though.
That's fine.
He's too busy. He's too busy
fine.
jerking himself off.
To be fair, no one's gonna watch this video, and I'm okay with that. I'm just saying, like, it's really stupid because I know when you imagine yourself winning these arguments, Mr. Pile of Garbage, that you think you're winning against some fucking dude who's like 400 pounds and is wearing a fedora and has a Trump sticker on his jacket and says shit like, "Oh yeah, you're one of the good ones, right?" I'm sure that's what you're imagining in your head, but no, it's people like me who are just tired of this bullshit. If you want racism to die, then stop bringing it the fuck up. It's really that simple.
If we want racism to die, we have to get rid of the British.
Yeah, and you're supposed to attack the actual racists, not the people like me who are just tired of this shit. Because all you're doing is just causing division. Ironically, I know you don't believe that. And you go, yeah, well, it just separates the stupid people. No, I'd say your points here were pretty fucking stupid. To be completely honest with you, And it's not that there's only stupid people on our side that are just like really dumb and just want to protect our white space or whatever the fuck you think is going on. It's just people are tired of it. I'm tired of it. My mom, again, we're all Hispanic in my family. We're not even half anything. I guess technically we'd be all half Spanish, half native, but no, we're not. None of us are fucking like. There's no one in our family who is like a I don't know what you'd call it. There are no like pure white people in our family, is what I'm saying, and my mom complains to me all the time about seeing shit like that's very clearly pushed for like quote unquote diversity. Yeah. It's normal people are noticing and getting annoyed, and it tends to just be political lines. People who follow your politics, guess what? They're okay with it, and they agree with you that this probably meant a lot more than it's actually being said. But that's not actually what's happening. This guy just said, "Hey, there's these other characters. How can she say there's none?" That's it. It really is that simple. And I think you're
literally just did it for some Reddit karma.
Yeah, I think you're a fucking idiot to come out here and say that it's a dog whistle, when it's just someone saying, "How has she not noticed these other characters?" But anyway, I'm going off. Let's just fucking continue.
OP was parroting the bigotry they'd seen elsewhere in the fandom, without properly thinking through the implications of their own post, as we've done here. But even if the fascist dog whistling isn't intentional, the more boring, standard racism surely is. But before we get to that...
Fascist dog whistling for asking a simple question.
I would like to point out that racism... racism is not exclusive to fascism. Fun fact.
Yeah.
I know you feel really...
I wonder if this guy knows what Karl Marx thought about the Jews.
I wonder what his stance on gun ownership is. Karl Marx had very...
Well, he's British, so he's never seen a gun before.
He's going to be like, that's not true. I went target shooting with my uncle once.
Okay, Harry Potter. Going to Hogwarts and waving a wand around isn't the same as buying a gun.
Yeah, that's funny.
No. Harry Potter is a wizard. He drinks from a water bottle.
No, so, yeah, fascism. I know they like to do this where they'll say it's fascist. That way they get to feel like they're fighting the good fight. It's not fascism. I don't know how you think it's fascism. I think, again...
I'll give you some fascism.
Sucking your own dick. Oh, that's pretty much what this is.
Isn't intentional, the more boring, standard racism surely is. But before we get...
Okay, now I have to re-listen to that. I'm worried I misunderstood what he said.
Post are intentional. It might simply be that OP was parroting the bigotry they'd seen elsewhere in the fandom, without properly thinking through the implications of this.
Yeah,
there's no bigotry. There's no bigotry to parrot.
Own post, as we've done here. But even if the fascist dog whistling isn't intentional, the more boring, standard racism surely is. But
that fucking sentence.
Off yourself.
No kidding.
But before we get to that, let's dismantle this meme and its twisted faux logic once and for all. Here's the trick. This feigned outrage at this perceived lie, upon which this whole...
There's no outrage. There isn't. Shut up.
Conspiracy of malice
logic either. Listen here, cunt. I've played with Bionicles. I know what faux means. There is no faux logic. It's not false logic. It's true. She said something, and he presented evidence to show that she's incorrect.
Yeah, again, you can apply this exact chain of argument to any other movie. What if someone said, after watching, I don't know, Titanic, they said, man... It's kind of weird that that they made Jack a little Asian dude, and you're like, you'd go like, they didn't. Did you see it? Like she said something that's demonstrably wrong. That's it. So he asked, has she seen the movie?
It's continue. Yeah. We'll be here.
This whole conspiracy.
No, hang on. Seriously, what the fuck is with your fingers? What? Look at it! Look at the finger!
Nothing seems wrong. I mean,
what do you mean? It looks so long and lanky.
No, I don't think so. I can't.
Oh god, are my fingers just deformed?
I'm bad at hands.
This whole conspiracy of malice depends results in...
Like, they're slender, but they're not, like, weirdly slender.
entirely
They're
from
long.
an unreasonably literal interpretation of Ingram's words.
That's not unreasonable. She said something that
So,
isn't
yeah,
true.
Yeah, it's even more, he shows the context and it's even more untrue. We're just at the beginning of that change. I think to start that change is better than never having started it. It's literally more wrong with the context.
Mental illness. Continue.
This whole conspiracy of malice depends results entirely from an unreasonably literal interpretation of Ingram's words.
No, it's what she said. And again, your extra context that you highlighted here, like a smug little fuck, makes her more wrong.
No reasonable
She is a less important character than Lando Calrissian 30 years ago. So she didn't start a fucking thing. She's saying that we're starting the change. We're beginning that change. She's even more wrong than what he took out of context. Fuck off.
person would see these words and assume Ingram actually believed that no person of color had ever existed.
Then why did she say we're just at the beginning of that change? I think to start that change is better than never having started it. And she also said, but no people of color. Honestly.
In Star Wars, she's clearly speaking hyperbolically.
This is no longer funny. This is just frustrating.
Reference to the franchise's infamous history of having, like, 3 black people in 30
It didn't have, like, 3, you autist!
years. This is slightly clearer in the full article, which we'll get back to, but come on, it's fairly obvious here too. When you realise this, that the rhetoric of this shitty meme hinges on an utterly unreasonable interpretation.
There's no rhetoric!
It's not unreasonable at all to interpret what she said as true. Like, or not true, but she made the statement. Like, in no uncertain terms. If she said, like, we have, like, no black people in Star Wars, that, like, changes the implication. It does. I know that sounds silly, but it's an exaggeration that's being made obvious there. She said, rather bluntly, we have talking droids and aliens, but no people of color. Like, come on, it's 2022. We're just at the beginning of that change. It's better to start than never having started. And now I'm paraphrasing because the quote's not in front of me, but that's what she said.
Of Ingram.
That's not a fucking hyperbole, like going, there's like no black people in Star Wars.
Words, the overall picture becomes a lot clearer, and any semblance of logic to this post's complaints and implications falls apart. It becomes extremely clear what's actually going on here. OP doesn't like the fact that Ingram isn't happy with Star Wars' historical lack of diversity, and wants to attack her.
No, he just wants some free fucking karma!
Yeah, he didn't even attack her. Has she seen the
he didn't attack her. He asked the fucking question.
Like, if you posted, like, him saying some awful, off-the-wall shit, I would say, yeah, he's fucking wrong. And he shouldn't have said that.
There wasn't even a single N-word.
Not even close to it.
Her intelligence, or her...
Excuse me?
He didn't insult her intelligence either.
Star Wars' historical lack of diversity, and wants to attack her, calling into question her intelligence or her intelligence.
I have to listen to that again. There's no way he said that. No, you're fine. There's no way he said that.
The fact that Ingram isn't happy with Star Wars' historical lack of diversity, and wants to attack her, call into question her intelligence or her integrity.
So, effectively what's happened is he asked this question. Let's analyze these questions. If she says yes, that means she's a lying bitch. If she says no, that means she's stupid. Therefore, this guy's calling her stupid or a liar. That's exactly what he's done.
That's what you've said, though. That's not what the Sneeve said. Yeah, that's what you've made up.
Yeah, that's what pile of garbage stated.
Hey, retard. Here's an idea. You use Reddit constantly, right? I know, because you've got 39.9k fucking karma. Why didn't you just fucking ask him? Direct DM him and say, "Hey, what was the intention behind your post?" But of course, that would require you to have any form of integrity or intelligence.
Yeah, I bet you if you asked Sneeve's opinion on it, he would have said something like, "Yeah, I just think it's weird that she said there's no people of color, but we have people of color in the movies."
Yeah.
Because it is weird. That's a very odd comment to make.
You know what? considering what I've seen of Sneef's profile, he probably fucking liked her character, and he probably fucking liked Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Kenobi show, whatever it's called. He probably liked it. Fucking hell.
lack of diversity.
That's more than we can say, man.
And wants to attack her, call into question her intelligence or her integrity in response. This is yet another example of the time-honored tradition within Star Wars culture of bringing gatekeeping into conversation with bigotry, because
Gatekeeping with bigotry. If the Star Wars community was gatekeeping with bigotry, sir, I would have never gotten into it. That's because that's not what happened. When I got into Star Wars, in fact, it was remarkably easy to get into Star Wars because no one around me was into Star Wars. So I
Star Wars is for just about anyone.
It is probably the most like diverse science fiction setting that I can think of off the top of my
Man,
head.
even Star Trek isn't as diverse.
Yeah, and what's better with Star Wars is it captures a very human element that a lot of other sci-fi franchises just don't. Like when you watch like Star Wars, you would expect it to mostly be about like war movie shit, but like the original trilogy is father and son. It's a father and son story. And there's a love story with two other characters in it. It's very character based. It is very easy to get into Star Wars as anyone on Earth. It is probably easier to get into than almost, I don't want to say any franchise, but it is one of the easiest franchises to like because they do such a good job with human characters. And if it's being gatekept with bigotry, then I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of people who are into Star Wars right now that if what you're saying was true, they would not be if they were gatekeeping with bigotry. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Because, again, the point being made with this little collage is that this is enough diversity. So
No, that's not the point.
Not the point.
Keep going. If you, we've covered that part. Keep going.
why can't you be happy with this meager representation?
He's just doing it, but worse.
The poster of this meme seems to ask some
No, he doesn't.
imagined diverse
Hey,
conglomerate.
look
of
at
which
my man
England
there.
is
Look at
a
my
hub.
man there,
The
wearing the
mustache,
fucking
yeah,
turban.
Yeah,
Hey,
sick mustache.
good job. Good shit,
There's
man.
an amount of ingratitude being projected onto Ingram here, along with anyone else who feels that Star Wars casting record isn't diverse enough. And this
Okay, at what point is it diverse enough?
Yeah.
Like, because there's so many ways to quantify it. Because demographically, the state I'm in now is different than the state next to me than the state below me. When we look at just differences in over the years, North Dakota 50 years ago was way less diverse than it is now. And then do we just go off the federal average because that's just a rough average, and averages aren't an accurate representation of shit, except the average. So, and then at that point, it's what in the U.S. 13% of the U.S. population is black. So then, and some of these movies where you have like 30% black characters, you're gonna have to take away characters. And if we want accurate diversity for the countries that we're watching these movies in, then what about movies like Black Panther? That's a mostly black cast. I'm okay with that, right? Because the movie's set in fucking Africa, and it's clearly based on like African shit. That's why people made that whole fucking if they called you racist if you don't like that movie. And if we did diversity quotas to the point you're saying we should have them, right? I'm not saying that you're requesting a quota. I'm saying, well, at what point is it diverse enough for you? Because if Star Wars isn't diverse enough for you, I want to know what your parameters are. And then where do they stop applying? Because would they apply to Black Panther? Would they apply to Last Samurai? Would they apply to Glory? That's why this whole fucking argument of we need more diversity is fundamentally flawed. Because there's no way to quantify it in a way that universally makes sense for each movie.
This idea,
in summary, fuck you.
That actors of color, that people of color should be grateful to Star Wars and its white fans for...
And it's white fans. He's even making it worse.
That people of color should be grateful to Star Wars and its white fans for being included at all, that's deplorable.
You're deplorable.
Why'd you think it then? Why'd you think it then if it's fucking deplorable,
yeah, you're deplorable,
dummy?
Man. You're deplorable. Again, don't fucking speak on my behalf, you fucking asshole. Oh my god. He's probably thinking, man, I did a good job standing up for those minorities. I'm such a fucking savior.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Gee,
That you're an asshole? Yeah.
pillar of garbage, that's not a very charitable interpretation of this post
not at all
from you.
charitable.
Gatekeeping, sure, but this isn't racist. Where's the
It's
racism?
not gatekeeping.
Yeah.
It's not gate. He's not saying gatekeeping. He's not trying to force her out.
Yeah, where's
Again,
the racism, though?
this dude strikes me as a consumer. He probably liked her character and liked the show.
Yeah.
He's just pointing out something that's blatantly false. And you know what? I'm going to do it too. I'm going to get closer to the mic since you do it too. Do you know why he's doing this?
I did that.
It's probably because retards like you fucking say shit like this. That the Star Wars fandom is fucking racist. Which feeds into these sorts of fucking quotes, which results in these sorts of quotes. So he says, you know what, no, that's not true. I'm going to make this post to show that it isn't true that we do have diversity. It's probably because of people like you that this sort of shit happens.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Sorry if I killed your fucking ears.
No, you didn't, actually. It came out okay. I don't know how it's going to come out in the video, but we'll see.
I can't see any explicit racism or any
There's no racism in this post.
references to woke ideology, so I think you're reading too far into this. If that's you, then listen up, because I'm about to...
I'm listening up, asshole. Let's go.
Hey, fuck off. Stop putting the First Order on screen whenever you're addressing us.
That's a good point.
I see what you're saying.
point,
I see what
yeah.
you're saying.
Asshole.
And listen, if you're going to portray me as a fascist, portray me as the good ones.
Yeah.
Show me shit from Empire Strikes Back
Yeah,
of
man.
stormtroopers doing good shit.
No, 100%.
Fucking First Order. Kill
Take
yourself.
more offense to that than anything.
If that's you, then listen up, because I'm about to clarify all that. First, so far we've only been talking about this one post
Because that's
God, those gun-
Oh my god.
in the main Star Wars subreddit.
Wait, could you go
but
back? I
OP
didn't quite hear that.
You said, first off, so far we've only been talking about this post. Yeah, you have control over what you put in the video, idiot.
Yeah, what other post is then?
think you're reading too far into this. If that's you, then listen up, because I'm about to clarify all that.
Pause real
So
quick,
far,
pause real
we've
quick.
only been
Pause real
talking
quick.
about
Sorry, I
this
see what
one
you want about
post
that.
in the main Star Wars
yeah,
subreddit, because I'm about to clarify all that. First, so far, we've only been...
Damn it.
Look at those fucking guns. They look cringe.
Yeah,
they look like children's
Yeah,
toys.
The F11 is what they call it. I think they are gay and fake.
Press F for blaster designs everywhere.
Man, yeah. In general, the not that the sequel trilogy has a long history of doing good things, but the blaster design definitely took a downturn.
Which kind of sucks because I do kind of like the fucking armor. It's just the blasters look like
parts
shit.
of it. I don't like. You know the whole like modern logo meme. They kind of did that with.
Yeah, the modern
Stormtrooper.
look of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the actual like I kind of like the visor blending in with the mouth grill.
Yeah.
Like it curves into it. I'm okay with that. But the rest of the armor, like there's just a black dot on the back of them when there was like a circle and two lines before. I'm not sure why they did that because I assumed the circle and two lines had a purpose, like they were mold lines or something. That's just a painted black dot. I don't get it.
Like, to be honest, if I think one of the reasons why the whole the sleek design of them doesn't make much sense is because of where the Empire was when, like, after.
Oh yeah, no. If we get into that,
Return
we're
of
gonna
the
be here
Jedi.
forever. The First Order existing in almost any capacity that they do in the movies makes zero sense. It was a defeated military with that had a splinter faction break away from the defeated military that remained in power. There's no way they would get all of the resources to do all of this re-equipping, rearming. This is a bigger refit than what Palpatine did.
Yeah.
They completely
And
replaced their entire fleet.
Palpatine had the benefit of having the clone troopers around for a good while before, like, the full refit was completed.
Yeah. And then even then, when he switched to the Imperial Navy, he replaced major ships, but he still kept a bunch of Republic era ships. In fact, a lot of the Imperial ships were designed in late Clone Wars. Like that's what happens when you put thought into your fucking setting. But now TIEs have shield generators just because they can.
They have
afford it, I guess.
They have hyperspace.
They have hyperspace.
Hyperdrive. They have turrets, two seats.
They completely changed their blaster design, their armor design, their heavy blasters.
Yeah, it's fucking ludicrous.
But
But as
every
you said,
single ship has changed.
We'll be here forever.
Yeah.
Talking about this one post in the main Star Wars subreddit,
Yeah.
but OP cross-posted it to a bunch of other subs too,
Okay.
sometimes with different titles.
Yeah, he's making a
a
fucking
fucking
reference.
It's
He's
a
making a
fucking joke.
reference to the prequel. He's using a Hang on a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. He increased it.
Yeah, there's more.
He changed it.
Oh
He
my
changed it. He
God.
added more.
Oh my god.
And he got rid of the Tusken Raider.
What a fucking douchebag. Not you, Sneeves.
Oh, look at the fucking tag on it. General Kenosi.
Oh, I get it because original
yeah,
content.
yeah.
That's funny.
That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. Do you think he added the black dude with the question marks in to boost the numbers, as this guy would say?
No, I think it's just a funny reaction face.
Hey,
This
wait a
one,
minute.
for instance-
Wait a minute. Stop. He added someone from the fucking video games. I think that's a bit of cheating right there.
Oh yeah, from Fallen Order.
A bug-eyed bitch.
Yeah, well, she's still in the setting, so
The subs
I
too,
would assume
sometimes
that.
with different titles. Take this one for instance in r/prequel memes, which is titled "The ability to speak does not make you intelligent." That's a quote from the movies. Fun. It's also extending the
Yeah,
Moses
it
Ingram
is.
hate.
No, listen. I don't like Redditors that much, but yeah, that is kind of fun. That's cute. That is kind of cute
Yeah,
that
the prequels
they
are
do
very
that sort of
quotable.
shit. Yeah.
Like that line in particular gets applied to so much shit. Like it's for you to take issue with it here is really silly. That's not attacking her intelligence either. That's just making a fucking joke with using a Star Wars quote in prequel memes.
Prequel memes, which is titled "The ability to speak does not make you intelligent."
That's not racist
That's
either.
a quote from the movies.
Like, even if you say it's an attack on her intelligence, which I would disagree with, it's not racist.
It's fun. It's also extending the Moses Ingram hate from what we already had, that is selfish ignorance and malicious lying, and
That you put on her. I didn't think
Yeah.
that of her. And I don't
Yeah,
think
I didn't
Steve's or
think
KO1
I
did.
have literally not heard a single thing about this until this video.
To be honest, she seems like the way she's talking and the way she's emoting and shit. She seems like she'd be pleasant to talk to. I don't have
Yeah.
any negative opinion on her. I
It
just think
seems
she's
like she
wrong.
just made one fucking incorrect statement.
Yeah, and I like let's be realistic here. Most people who work on a Star Wars movie aren't necessarily gonna be Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
People will get jobs and stuff that they don't really care about. And I'm not saying she's not a real Star Wars fan. It doesn't matter to me if she is or isn't. I'm just saying, if she was like someone who was watching the movies a shitload, I feel like she would have rephrased that statement. And I think it's not an attack on her character to be like, did you watch the movies? But whatever. I think she's like, no one had a negative impact on her except for what you're saying that we thought, but we didn't think that. But okay.
adding just a general accusation of
I should say it's Sneeve's thought. But fucking, yeah.
I
Stupidity.
can't hear his name without thinking of Sneed's feed and seed.
Yeah, I keep doing the same thing.
No wonder he's
This actor wants
based.
Yeah.
ignorance and malicious lying, and adding just a general accusation of stupidity. Ha ha ha. This actor wants to see more underrepresented ethnic groups show up in a beloved franchise, this post says. Isn't she
that
dumb?
wasn't the contention. That was cute pitbull. It's probably mauled 17 children. That wasn't the contention. The contention was she was
Pitbulls are Anakin's
incorrect.
favorite dog breed.
Pardon?
They're Anakin's favorite dog breed.
Fuck off! Shut up!
in a beloved franchise, this post says. Isn't she dumb?
No, yeah, fuck off. You're disingenuous. I'm getting really close to calling you a cunt, bro. Like, you're being disingenuous as shit.
Oh, I'll do it for you. He's a cunt. He's a massive cunt. He's an absolute dog shit cunt.
I forget that in Australia it's different. Wait, over here, cunt is like you don't bring up cunt until you're like you're going for it.
Yeah.
But with you guys, it's like, how's it going?
For,
cunt?
for real though, that is a really cute dog.
Yeah, I like its silly face.
If I wasn't if I wasn't so worried it'll maul me, I'd pet it. Why does it look like it's
Second
wearing a
place.
shirt?
What's that?
It looks like it's wearing a shirt.
This actor wants to see more underrepresented ethnic groups show up in a beloved franchise, this post says. Isn't she dumb?
You're the only one who would think that.
Also, underrepresented? How do you quantify that?
He is wearing a little shirt.
Yeah, that's cute. Please don't go to a preschool.
Oh, you were saying?
Yeah, how do you quantify that they're underrepresented?
Yeah, that's what I was
You
saying
need to-
earlier. There's
You need
no
to give us
system you can apply to
a
it.
number.
To be consistent, to be accurate, and to be universal. There's no way you can actually put this in a, or there's no metric you can do this by where it's going to be those three things, which you need it to be for it to be fair. And that's why it's silly to do that, and instead just focus on writing good characters. If your movie happens to be all black, like if you make a movie that's all black and the character work is great, I'm not going to sit here and complain that the characters are black. If you make a movie, again, one of my, they're not all black in Glory, because they have the white officers there, and a few of the characters that are antagonists, by the way, are white.
That's racist.
But Glory is a primarily black cast, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time because the character work in it is fantastic. The conflict in it is very well done. The cinematography is fantastic. The details and the score are amazing. That movie is one of my favorites of all time, primarily black cast. That's not the issue at all. And for you to say it is, again, you're disingenuous. You're a bit of a douchebag. Although I'm sure only half of this is your fault. I think the other half just comes from being whatever country you're from, just based on your accent. And I think the only way you can win these arguments in a way that makes you feel good about yourself is by making up the argument. Because none of this has been said by Sneeves or anyone. You're fucking
Sneed. Sneed, speed, and seed.
Sneeves, peeve, and deceive.
And more importantly, if you're upset that I've been reading between the lines here, looking at...
Oh, Sheev Appleton. Oh, Sneeves.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's what he calls himself while he's having sex.
Oh god.
Creamy Sheev.
Oh, I'm out.
Though, and more importantly, if you're upset that I've been reading between the lines here, looking at implications and suggestions rather
reading,
than...
Reading between the lines requires there to be something there.
Yeah. Like you're reading between the lines when you see Han and Leia lingering by each other in their dialogue. That's reading between the lines. You're fucking lying. There's a difference.
You are actually lying.
If you're upset that I've been reading between the lines here, looking at implications and suggestions rather than simply the text on the screen, that's because that's how everyone else has viewed this post too.
No, you don't know that.
Then they're wrong.
That's just you. That's just you. You did that.
Well, he's probably, because did you see how many downvotes it had? I'm sure that on Reddit, it got downvoted. So I don't care that your little fucking echo chamber agrees with you. That doesn't mean it's fucking correct. Mr. Pile of Garbage, I don't know how you feel about religion, but I'm sure you know religion's a very contentious topic. And there's lots of people who believe in religion. There's lots of people who don't. You can't just say, well, people believe or agree with me, therefore I'm right. You fucking idiot. God damn it.
The comments across these posts made the same inferences I've made in this video.
Yeah, and so far, here, I'm going to read each of these.
Wait a minute. I might have been incorrect about the downvotes thing.
Oh yeah.
Notice how it's blue there too, and he's
he downvoted it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I misunderstood what he said a second ago.
Because wouldn't it be in the negatives if it was downvotes?
Right. I don't use Reddit, so it's hard for me to tell. I think I misunderstood what he was saying. He's saying the comments agree with OP.
That's how
Mr. Sneeves. But yeah, you know what? Let's see if there's actually anything racist they say.
Everyone else has viewed this post too.
Okay.
The comment
prove it. Actors who boil themselves down to a diversity hire really do themselves a discredit while also insulting other actors. If Star Wars had a diversity issue, sure, but it doesn't, and you were picked for a character because you were the best fit. I mostly agree with that. The only thing I would take issue with is he says actors who boil themselves down to a diversity hire. I don't think that's what she's doing. I think she just genuinely believes that there's an issue. And that's probably the most insulting thing he could say there. But it's not racist. It's not attacking anyone. It's just an opinion that's
Look at
loudly
these hateful comments by
Yeah,
dude.
she has
She
not,
has
and it
not,
shows.
and it shows.
I don't
Oh,
think she
so
has.
hateful.
I don't think she has. What an asshole, bigot.
He doesn't. He says he doesn't
the same
think.
inferences
He isn't
I've made
even
in
certain of it.
Yeah, it's all marketing. He went and downvoted some of these too. It's just all marketing. They talk up diversity because they think that's will get more people watching the show. Yeah, that's true. That's what they do. That's exactly what all these companies do. Do you think it's a coincidence that all these massive companies, who I'm sure you think like to make money, and I'm sure you probably don't like how much money they make, but all these companies happen to push all of this in their marketing? Do you think that's because they're morally correct on just that one issue, or do you think it's because they think it serves a purpose?
Look at my man Horns2208 down here saying y'all keep falling for those articles, lol. They're just made to get people mad.
And he's kind of right, because guess what?
He is. He's right.
And that's going to drive press. They know it. Yeah, Mr. Pile of Garbage, I know you downvoted that comment, assuming these are your screenshots. But no, it is just all marketing. Like, and you're silly if you think it's not. Preposterous, except for Boyega, whose fin has been wasted on comic relief when he could have played the deserter force sensitive stormtrooper I was rooting for. I'm okay with that arc. I don't think it's a racist thing. I think it's just
no, that guy's cringe. That guy's cringe. His profile picture has a mask on.
That's funny.
This video that is latching onto the subtextual suggestion of a woke.
No, that's not what's happening. It's fuck off.
Oh, look, here's this screenshot again.
Yeah, oh, that's funny.
Well, most of the fan favorite characters are people of color. Windu, Boba Fett, Lando, you get the point. Yeah, exactly. Notice how a lot of fan favorites are fucking aliens or people of color.
Yeah.
You've obviously got white people, sure. But it's pretty split down the center. Like, how many people do you think said, "Yeah, Mace Windu's my favorite Jedi because he's a fucking badass," or he's played by Samuel Jackson, or he's got a purple lightsaber?
There's a dude who works there, very sweet guy. I talk with him about Star Wars a lot. He's like in his young 30s, white as the driven snow, blonde hair, blue eyes, from Texas. His favorite Jedi is Mace Windu.
Yeah. Because Mace Windu is fucking cool.
But if he met this guy and Pile of Garbage knew his politics, Pile of Garbage would call him hateful and racist and bigoted. But no.
Yeah, your friend would probably shoot him with a fucking revolver. Yeehaw,
motherfucker. He's one of the sweetest guys I've ever met, but he absolutely thinks that a lot of these characters are going to get hired for skin color, and that's exactly what happens.
This is like textbook dog whistling.
Shut up.
And the very visible examples
Everything
of other
I don't like is a dog whistle.
Yeah. Oh, man. I dog whistle's a funny term, because it's just like, oh, man, people who, like, agree with each other tend to, like, say things that they believe, and other people then go, oh, he agrees with me, and then they comment on it. That's not a dog whistle. That's just people fucking talking. You ever heard the term birds of a feather flock together? Like, you don't see me going to your retarded fucking video and saying this is just a dog whistle for the woke agenda. No, you're just wrong. The people who agree with you are wrong when it comes to this topic, at least, this specific post. And I don't call you a fucking dog whistle. You guys are going to comment and agree with each other because that's how conversation works and social groups work. Fuck off.
Unrelated, but I love this scene. This is one of my favorite scenes from The Force
detecting and
Awakens.
amplifying these elements.
The chemistry between
I like Poe a lot. I think Poe does a lot for these movies.
Yeah.
I don't like their chemistry is good. I don't like that Finn was literally raised alongside the people he's shooting at right now, and he's laughing his ass off. That bugs me.
Yeah, I agree. That's weird.
Yeah.
Chemistry's still good though.
Yeah, there's people I served with for 2 years, and I would have fucking died for by the end of like just working and living with them for 2 years. Like if you're raised for combat with people from birth, you know I don't like that, but.
Only makes that clearer. And in case any of you
I think Oscar Isaac is really good in these movies. When he does the mutiny in the Last Jedi, I was like cheering for the fucking dude. I remember when I watched that movie live, bro. Ugh.
Still in denial about this, guess what? In a real plot twist, an unexpected sequence of events which nobody could have predicted, Moses Ingram has been publicly and directly targeted by racist...
I knew we were gonna get here. Guess what? Guess what? It's the fucking internet, idiot.
Yeah, literally everyone gets this.
abuse.
Do you think Ewan McGregor didn't get any of this, especially considering the fact he
Hayden
was found?
Christensen got shitloads, I promise you.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor probably got some too.
To this day, I still know people in their 40s who think they're very compassionate and they post live, laugh, love all the time and they have BLM stickered over their cars who say some awful shit about Hayden Christensen just because they don't like his Anakin. Yeah, it happens.
Shit.
It's the fucking internet.
I like her armor. It's cool.
And death threats in the
I don't like the shoulders.
time since I started writing this video.
Okay.
Wow, what a big surprise! Didn't fucking see that one coming. And it seems like there's
Do you
a
know what
direct
this editing?
causal link.
Sorry,
between the-
another unrelated tangent. Do you know what this editing reminds me of?
What?
Have you ever watched Jim Sterling?
Yeah, when I was in the army, I used to watch it a
Yeah.
lot.
This is what this editing is.
That's funny. That's funny. I haven't thought about Jim Sterling in a long ass time.
Have you heard what happened to him?
No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear about it.
Fair enough. It's quite awful.
we're discussing, and the messages she's received. Since some of the messages
That's
Oh god, that's so tame! That's so tame!
oh my god.
That's so fucking... That's so tepid!
I've gotten
There
worse
isn't even a
messages from that.
slur!
I've gotten worse
why-
messages on that just for posting in Warhammer Discord.
Well, why Harry is so tiny, though?
That is so fucking funny.
What? I'm not crazy, right? Harry is a fucking... tiny.
I'm bad
What the
with
fuck?
proportions. I think it's the hair that makes it look like that. I don't think her ears are tiny. I think it's just the hair that makes it look like that. The way it's raised, it gives the illusion that her head's bigger than it is.
You need to fix your hair, Kurt.
You suck, loser. I say that to
Oh
be
my-
I say that to be funny to my friends. Like
Jesus, you're a diversity hire and you won't be loved
That's,
or
like,
remembered
so
for this acting
tame.
role. That's so fucking tame. Show us some more.
yeah.
which
There
have been
better
made
be
public
more.
hinge on the same context stripping
Look, an actual slur.
We go.
An actual slur. But guess
Yeah.
what? That happens on the internet. So I'm glad you had one. I was gonna laugh
Wait a
if there
second.
wasn't one.
Wait a second. Is that an Asian?
Huh?
Is the guy in the profile picture? Is that an Asian?
I can't tell. That's funny though.
Aw.
Yeah, and
Oh,
guess what?
God.
I don't appreciate him saying that, right?
Yeah,
But
neither
guess
do
what?
I.
It happens on the internet, man. I like
He's clearly not intelligent though. Look how he fucking
yeah,
spells.
Star Wars. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Fool.
cares?
I don't think English is his first language.
Oh no! Some random fucking dude on Instagram or whatever said something mean to you.
Guess what?
Motherfucker, you probably made like 6 figures
I was
off of
gonna
a
say,
single
honestly,
acting gig in
Miss-
Star
Miss
Wars.
Ingram.
Who
You
cares?
seem very pleasant, Miss Ingram. I don't want to attack you, but you win.
Yeah.
You win these arguments automatically by just replying with your paycheck from that movie, or from that show. I should say.
You are literally winning. He probably has like a 9 to 5 dead end
Yeah, this
job.
dude's probably a middle.
And you're being
in middle
paid.
management.
You're being paid to dress up like an evil chick and swing a lightsaber around.
Which, believe me,
Like,
I would
Jesus
love to do
Christ.
that, minus the chick part. But like, I would love to be in a Star Wars movie. Like, you're doing what a lot of people would dream to do.
Dude, I'd love to be like an evil fucking Imperial officer
Oh,
that does
man.
heinous shit. That'd be so fucking
Well, it's just
cool.
like, yeah. So this dude, like, again, yeah, he's an asshole. But yeah, these comments are not rare on the internet. She's not unique for it. It's not because of her skin color. If Mrs. Ingram was a fat man, and he said, "I'm glad I'm doing stuff for fat guys in the industry," people would reply with Porkins and say, "You're not the first fat fuck in Star Wars, you idiot." I promise you they would. People will look for shit to insult me.
Okay, no, I would take offense to that. Porkins is precious. He's a
No,
treasure.
I'm not saying they would insult Porkins. I'm saying you're not the first fat guy in Star Wars. Porkins exists. Because that's what he's saying here.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Let's see if he shows any more examples, because apparently she was inundated with a wave of it.
Over-literalizing misrepresentation of Ingram's words, which this post...
Let's put an anime profile picture. You can ignore him.
He spelled your wrong. Your art days are numbered.
Your days are numbered.
It gets funnier the more I look at it.
Keep going. Let's see more.
It's the same energy as the girl who was like, "I will destroy ISIS." Your days are numbered.
Come on,
Pillars. Makes
Show
the obviously farcical idea
that was dog shit.
Damn it, that was funny. I wanted more.
Yeah, I wanted more.
Oh, your days are numbered.
All your base are belong to us, energy.
Oh my god, that's so. Your days are numbered. All right, I didn't listen to any of his points. They're probably terrible.
Ingram's the first actor of color to feature in Star Wars. So good job, r/Star Wars, for creating and amplifying the...
Oh yeah, we did misunderstand it. It just, he downvoted it. I thought it was saying 4,000.
No, r/Star Wars is not responsible for some fucking autist calling this woman an... I can't say the word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What? How can it be? How can it be? They only have 17.9k people active.
Oh man.
Bigoted nonsense, which has led to the
retard. Does this retard legitimately think that all Star Wars fans peruse fucking Reddit?
Well, even if that guy went onto this subreddit, saw this, and said, "Oh my god, I'm gonna go message her on Instagram," so there's a guy who shot a president over Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah.
Like, people do dumb shit all the time, and it's really stupid to go, okay, like, if a dude drunk drives, you don't go, man, wow, can you believe Toyota allowed this? Like, you don't, because that'd be fucking stupid. But, what do I know?
And amplifying the bigoted nonsense, which has led to the latest Star Wars creative being attacked by sweaty...
3 comments on Instagram. 3 comments. One of them. I don't even know if it actually happened to her. You didn't show any evidence that the first one happened to her.
Only one of them was racist.
Yeah, only one of them was racist.
Your days are numbered. I'm gonna start saying that. I'm gonna challenge someone to a duel in Warhammer Fantasy and be like, and my Skaven Warlord says, "Your days are numbered."
Yeah.
Little incels and fascist morons. And isn't it a funny
incels and fascist morons are the cause of everything. Shut up.
How often these fan-led circle jerks of gatekeeping and bullying tend to focus on women and minorities? Real big coincidence there, huh? Part of me is
I wasn't paying attention. My body's rejecting his fucking information at this point.
Minorities? Real big coincidence there, huh? Part of me is hesitant...
I far enough.
Right.
The bigoted nonsense, which has led to the latest Star Wars creative being attacked by sweaty little incels and fascist morons. And isn't it a funny coincidence how often these fan-led circle jerks of gatekeeping and bullying tend to focus on women and minorities? Real big coincidence...
Christensen, Jake Lloyd, fucking Ewan McGregor, probably.
I don't know about Ewan McGregor. People liked Ewan McGregor a lot in those movies.
They used to like him a lot.
Padme got shit on by people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Padme? Well, she's a woman.
I remember one of the first comments I ever saw on YouTube was someone going, this fucking slut just killed the whole galaxy. Thanks, bitch. I was like, whoa. I was like 9. I was like,
Jesus.
I was like, what? Oh man. He had a funny profile picture too. It was like SpongeBob sticking out his tongue. I'll never forget it. It was like, yeah, this fucking slut just destroyed the galaxy. Thanks, bitch. And I was like, but then someone replied like, bro, look at her. I would have done the same thing.
There, huh? Part of me is hesitant to describe these people as Star Wars fans, because...
Oh, they're Star Wars fans.
Because you aren't one.
Yeah, they're Star Wars fans. I'm sorry to say, if they like Star Wars, then they're a fan. Like these guys are going to conventions. I promise you, in this crowd, there are people who agree with that fucking Reddit post. And to say that they're not a fan because they don't agree with you, you're a fucking asshole.
As a wise fellow once pointed out to me, that to call toxic vocal minorities fans of a property legitimizes anger.
He was just complaining about how many upvotes it got, and then calls it a minority.
Calls it a what? Sorry.
He called it just a loud vocal minority, but he just complained about how many upvotes it got.
It's the thing that all these leftists do, where they try to they simultaneously downplay and big up their opponents.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, these people are dog shit losers, but they're a real problem.
Yeah, they're capable of overthrowing the government. But no, yeah,
but they're also a vocal minority.
They're uneducated vocal minority.
So which is it? Are they either retard rednecks, or are they elite dudes who can overthrow the capital?
I think they shaved for my surgery this morning. It's funny when they put me to sleep. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna give you some oxygen," and I went, "No, you're not." And then as soon as I said that, I was out.
They put you to sleep and they start drawing penises on you.
That'd be funny. I wouldn't be mad. I'd walk out laughing my ass off.
You fucking assholes.
Apparently, I was very loving to the all the staff there.
Bruh.
I was like, "You're
Why
very
is my
kind to
asshole
me."
feel sore, doctor?
Oh yeah. It's like, man, I'm really sore. I came here for neck surgery. Oh, okay. Well, that's normal. No, I'm not sore in my neck.
He's fans of a property legitimizes anger and abuse as forms of
Abuse.
They aren't legitimizing.
And he's showing
shit,
the
though.
same mild ass comments.
fan love by maintaining that those being toxic are still genuine fans. But the ugly truth is that in the Star Wars fanbase, I'm getting less and less convinced that this is just a toxic
Okay, probably because it's not actually toxic and you're just freaking yourself out.
minority. How long has it been since the last time Star Wars viewers were so vile and abusive towards an actor that they actually damaged their mental
The
health?
prequels.
Yeah,
The prequels.
I was gonna say, do you not remember?
Okay, no, fuck off. You're honestly gonna tell me that her fingers aren't abnormally long. Look at her thumbs.
That picture makes them seem kind of long.
Makes them? Motherfucker, look at them!
Here.
In the Star Wars fanbase,
being
I'm getting
gaslit
less
into
and
thinking
less
she doesn't
convinced
have
that
Now
this
I'm not
is
sure.
just
They
a toxic
seem normal to me
minority.
before.
How long has it been since the
Fucking
last
play
time
the
Star
video
Wars
and you'll
viewers were so
see.
vile and
Yeah.
abusive towards an actor that they
It's not on
actually
my end.
Oh, it was on mine. How about now? What time are you at?
It's pausing repeatedly.
Okay, what time are you at?
15:07.
That's what I'm at. Okay.
damaged their mental health. No, not that time. No,
What? Wait, what do you mean, no, not that time?
Shut up! No way! No way, fag.
their mental health. No, not that time. No, nor this. No, nor that one either. Yeah, her. So, yeah, not very long. It's got to the point that Lucas...
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Ray probably gets shit all the time. People hate
Yeah.
Ray.
Yeah, but she's a woman. He specified, like, minorities and women.
Either. Yeah, her.
She's white. It's hard to understand their rules.
So, yeah, not very...
Also, from what I hear, this wasn't actually because of fan abuse. I hear it's a
What
more
was it
nuanced
about?
issue. It was just more general internet hatred. Like she's got tired of it apparently. Because I read a thing about it. This was years ago, so I might be misremembering. I read a thing about it where it's actually apparently a lot more nuanced than just fans were mean to her. Yeah, but who knows? Even if I'm wrong, like it doesn't change much of what we're saying. Like people are gonna be mean to you no matter what.
long. It's got to the point that Lucasfilm are active...
Yeah, because, gee, I wonder why, sir. They're left-leaning, Mr. White Hegemony of Hollywood. God damn it.
Keep going.
briefing people of colour that they're almost certainly going to face racist abuse if they take these roles. And hey, do you want to hear something fun? And by fun, I obviously mean enraging and depressing.
Like your video?
This article about how Star Wars viewers are so toxic and racist that new actors are being made aware that their harassment is a question of when, not if, which incidentally has been
I would argue that people generally they received Carl Weathers well. They received Idris Elba well, which I was surprised by because I thought his character was kind of dog shit. Cara Dune, people really liked her until they found out she was a Trump voter.
I still like her purely because she's hot.
Um,
Oh, she also has like a massive fucking gun, and her armor is cool.
who was the other one?
Pedro Pascal. People love him.
Yeah. I almost called him Saw Gerrera. Tamara Morrison. Tamara Morrison,
Yeah.
I fucking adore. People
Literally,
love Tamara
no one. I refuse to think that anyone has said anything bad about.
In fact, if anything, it's the opposite. When they replaced Tamara Morrison with just an Australian dude, people got hurt. People got hurt. I was one of them.
Samuel Jackson. What about him?
Yeah, Mace Windu is beloved. Again, my fucking Why Does Driven Snow Texan friend. That's his favorite Jedi. He's like a very non-nerd. If you were to ask him to play a video game, he would be like, no, it's not really my thing. But when you could say, how do you feel about Mace Windu and Vapod? And he'll talk to you about its origins and the guy he founded it with, and like he goes like he loves that character.
I'll assume you like some Mace Windu novel then.
I think that's where he got that information from. I couldn't. Tell you.
Dope. It's a good novel.
Right, less than a week after the Kenobi series premiered. That is the article from which the maker of this image pulled the quote, which...
Yes, he pulled the quote of her saying something wrong to put into his meme.
Harassment is a question of when, not if, which incidentally has been proven right less than a week after the Kenobi series premiered.
But it hasn't been proven
That is the article
right.
from which the maker of this image pulled the quote, which they used to make the meme that directly led to this latest incident of racist abuse.
No, it didn't. You can't prove that.
Paid off.
And even
You
if it
can't
did,
prove that, you
even
smug.
if it did, it's not this fucking meme that did it. It's her quote that did it. He said,
Yeah.
"You're not the first blank, right?" She's saying, "Oh, if you have got again, I don't have to reread it for the 8th fucking time. It's not the meme. It's not saying has she not watched a Star Wars movie. It's what she said that caused that comment. Again, not that it's right. That comment is wrong. Dude's an
It might not
asshole.
even.
He's a
It
bitch.
might not even be that, right? It could just be someone just wanting to be fucking racist or wanting to be edgy,
Well,
or maybe they're politically motivated and they want to rail against the.
Well, the
woke
verbiage where he
people.
says you're not the first is what makes me think it is in response to what she said. But that's what I mean. It's in response to what she said. It's not this very tame meme. It's a very tame fucking meme. I've seen worse. Believe me, I've seen worse.
It is a monstrous thing to try and put this onto our boy Sneed here.
Yeah, it's Sneed. Yeah, that's a good point, man. Like, I don't know how big this channel is, but
I will look it up.
it's not necessary because if it's more than
No, I'm going to.
Okay.
Pillars of Garbage has 64k subscribers.
Okay. So yeah, you are effectively accusing Sneeves0426 of some pretty heinous shit here. And I don't think any of it is fair. And I think it's kind of fucked that you're going to come punch down to a dude on a single fucking Reddit account and call him basically a racist enabler at the most charitable. Oh, my alarm's going off. At the most charitable, you're calling him an enabler of racism. But at the least charitable, you're calling him racist, and it's absurd. It's absurd.
How is it possible to have this little self-awareness?
God, I asked
That's
myself
a
that
very funny thing to say, buddy.
this entire video. Oh my god.
OP read the article and just think, yep, better prove Lucasfilm right as soon as we can.
No, he didn't
racist.
think that. He just wanted to get some fucking Reddit karma, and he wanted to show that Star Wars isn't racist and has black people in it because of people like you. Kill yourself.
It's just like,
I gotta stop
Jesus
saying that.
Christ. At the end of the day,
I'm so used to saying faggot because I call Willem a faggot every time we play games. I have to
Stop
take it
saying that!
easy.
You're gonna get us banned.
It's fine.
Everyone who watches these films and enters spaces such as comment sections, Discord servers, or subreddits to discuss them or to celebrate them has a duty to call out racism, toxicity, or other forms.
I wasn't.
No, they don't.
Again.
They don't have a duty.
spaced out.
You're not in the Imperial Guard. You don't have a duty to call out racism when you see it. You fucking
If that was a
mongoloid.
requirement in the Imperial Guard, that'd be funny.
Prove Lucasfilm right as soon as we can. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
In
At
fairness,
the end of the
in
day,
fairness, I could actually see the Imperial Guard doing that because you're supposed to. Humanity is supposed to be
That's
unified.
what I mean. It wouldn't come up.
Yeah.
It wouldn't come up at all. They're too focused on trying not to be eaten alive. They wouldn't think about it.
They're too focused on hating aliens.
That's why I find it funny when they're like, "Oh yeah, I know this tech priest invented her own pronouns." Okay, yeah, she had time, I guess.
Yeah, I refuse to believe that the guys that fucking worship binary and shit decided to be non-binary.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Autists.
Everyone who watches these films and enters spaces such as comment sections, Discord servers, or subreddits to discuss them or to celebrate them has a duty to call out racism, toxicity, or other forms of bullying.
Okay, I think you're bullying Sneeves.
Yeah, you're bullying
I
Sneeves.
think you're being very
He has
toxic with your
like
reputation.
zero following compared to you.
Yeah, I think it's pretty toxic how you've misrepresented his argument, called him racist, and accused him, and made him responsible for people throwing slurs at an actress online.
Your followers went over to Sneeves' profile and sent hate to him, and you're trying to gatekeep him out of this community
Yeah.
by brandishing him as a racist and a bigot.
Yeah, and I'm sure he got some messages. Like, I would be very surprised if no one sent him a message because you left his.
No, absolutely.
But
Now, you and me, we probably wouldn't blame Pillars of Garbage for that because we're not idiots.
yeah, no, because I
But-
know
but
it's just the
we
nature
have-
of the internet.
Yeah,
But by your
since
standards,
Pillars of-
Mr. Pillar of
yeah,
Garbage.
by his standards, we might as well do it. So when are you gonna apologize to Sneed?
Just sneak.
Yeah, because you know his fucking business, his fucking
business.
feed and seed business. Yeah, his feed and seed business was directly impacted by this. He could sue you for damages. You know, Chuck's considering buying it back just because of the drop of real estate value.
Funny.
Continue.
And either not enough real fans are acting according to this responsibility, or we're just outnumbered by the wankers. Either way,
Fucking
Wankers.
Fucking
Wankers.
I'm getting really
What a bottle.
sick of it. And
Do you have your license for saying wanker, sir?
the worst part,
You're getting sick of these sorts of opinions. Then leave
That's true.
Leave.
Yeah, go away.
Reddit. Leave this fucking
Yeah,
fandom.
if Reddit is too much of a racist, if
you think, hang on, this is the exact same shit we see with fucking 40k, where they say it's full of fascists and all that shit.
go away.
Okay, so it's full of fascists, it's full of fucking toxic people and that. Why are you here?
Yeah.
Why are you associating with these people?
We're
Leave.
gonna reclaim it. Okay.
No, leave.
Yeah, go away.
Yeah, I'm gatekeeping you. Get out.
God, if it only was that easy.
I'm dressing up. I'm dressing up in my stormtrooper armor and getting my fucking E11. And get out.
either way, I'm getting really sick of it. And the worst part? This is one post of literally thousands of similar things which get
Show
posted.
us some then.
Yeah.
Show us some of them then.
Hopefully worse ones. There's my alarm again.
It's not a dog whistle. No, show us.
I paused it. Did it not pause for you?
No, it didn't pause for me.
I meant,
No.
Okay, go back. I guess here I'll rewind it. Hopefully, it catches you back to where I'm at. Are you at 16?
It's still going. It's still going.
Pause yours.
Whenever I pause it, it just keeps going.
All right, we're at 1633. Let's reload the page.
Okay, we're reloading. Oh.
Now my shit's just not popping up. Same for you?
Yeah, and nothing's popping up
Damn,
for me.
Watch
I guess
Together's trying to spare us from this bullshit.
nice try, watch together, but it
Hi,
ain't
everyone.
happening.
I got it working online.
Wait, what the fuck? Am I just not? in the fucking thing with you anymore.
There you go. You just pop back in.
Oh, cool. Okay. What time are we at?
I just moved it to
Yeah,
16:33.
Yay! Thank you, Rat.
Yep.
This is one post of literally thousands of similar things which get posted across the internet on any given day. You could
Show us
sit
them.
down and work through any number of them and find
Yeah, do
similar
it.
dog
So, by your logic,
Show it.
if I can find a single person who says something vile about our side of the aisle in your comments, does that mean you're equally to blame?
I really hate this thing that video essayists will do where they'll say, I could go on for hours and hours about XYZ, but I'm not going to. It's like, why? You want to prove a point, right? That the Star Wars fandom is full of toxic, hateful people. Prove it.
Yeah,
You've got time. This video could go on for as long as you want. You're in full control of that.
You got more than 18 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. You could get more ads with that. You could get more money.
There's a 7-hour
views.
video just on Pokemon Omega Ruby. If the racism is so bad at this community, you could get more than 7 hours.
Fucking Joseph Anderson made a 20-hour-long video on like The Witcher or something.
I love that.
I can't remember what it was. First off, that sounds like torture listening to Joseph Anderson for 20 hours. Second off, like you could absolutely do it. You don't even have to like go in depth. Just show us screenshots of other posts.
I think it says you're not in the.
I'm.
Here, I'm gonna hit
I'm
play.
in it.
I'm gonna hit play. See if you stay in.
whistles or hidden levels of bigotry operating within. This problem is so far from...
See, yeah, it was playing for me. Okay, you're green again, so maybe if I rewind, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Find similar dog whistles or hidden levels of bigotry...
Is it playing? Oh, I just paused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Operating within. This problem is...
Damn it, I wasn't paying attention.
That poor OOM droid.
Number of them, and find similar dog whistles or hidden levels of bigotry operating...
God damn it. We're too busy fucking memeing, I missed it again.
But look at him! Look at him! He's gonna fucking die! He's so brave! He's like marching forward to take on this guy.
I got him.
I got this, boys. Stand back.
Across the internet on any given day. You could sit down and work through any number of them and find similar dog whistles or hidden levels of
God damn it. He keeps saying nothing and I keep just not listening.
He's going on about how he can sit down for like days and like talk about the bigotry and shit.
Any given day. You could sit down and work through any number of them and find similar dog whistles or hidden levels of bigotry operating within.
No, they're just people disagreeing with you, and because you don't see any like outright vile racism in the vast majority of them, you call it a dog whistle with hidden bigotry.
This problem is so far from unique to this one post that even attempting to think about the real scale of these issues is almost impossible.
It's not impossible. You can literally do it though.
Yeah.
You can literally do it though.
Yeah, like if you categorically came in and said, "Here's 30 individual posts from just 2 hours," I would go, "Wow, that's a lot." Yeah, okay. And but they all have to actually be racist and not this. It's just a fucking meme.
Jesus Christ.
Not even much of a meme. It's just a dude posting characters.
Keep going.
To this one post that even attempting to think about the real scale of these issues is almost impossible. Star Wars fans can moan about declining quality, or oversaturation, or any of the literally thousands of things they complain about, but when I finally check out of the...
I fucking stopped paying attention. He just keeps, like, saying vapid shit, so I'm just not noticing.
That even attempting to think about the real scale of these issues is almost impossible. Star Wars fans can moan about declining quality.
Yeah, just pause. Just pause. All I ask is that you pause. Okay. What time am I rewinding to?
I got it. Did it go for you?
Huh?
I got it. Did it go for you?
No.
Go to 1644.
I'm at 17:25.
Go to 1644.
Okay.
All right. I'll hit play. Actually, no. Whatever you just... Did you just do something on your computer?
No.
Your character went white again. That's weird.
Find similar dog whistles or hidden levels...
Did it start playing for you there?
No. It see. Fast forwarded
What
2
time are you
seconds.
at right now?
16:46.
Oh no, I paused it right after. Okay, we're fine.
Levels of bigotry operating within. This problem is so far from unique to this one post that even attempting to think about the real scale of these issues is almost impossible. Star Wars fans can moan about declining quality.
Oh, he's got so much contempt.
Yeah, the
He's
emphasis
so
on fan.
contemptuous. Star Wars quote-unquote fans. Oh, the salt, the bitterness.
Star Wars fans can moan about declining quality, or
It is worse.
oversaturation, or any of the
Yeah.
literally thousands of things
Valid.
they complain about, but when I finally check out of this community, when I finally stop
Any day, please.
When
for the love of
you
God,
finally check out of this community, you will not be missed.
I will celebrate. Yeah, you will not be missed.
But when I finally check out of this community, when I finally stop engaging with new Star Wars media, I have a feeling it's not going to be due to any of those things. It's going to be because I'll no longer be able to stand associating myself with the Star Wars fanbase. Because the benefits of seeing cool Space Wizard number 33 defeat Robot Samurai number 12 to save Gulp Shitto one more time will no longer outweigh the cost of being lumped
Oh
in.
man!
Yeah,
Oh
'cause
man!
that's all Star Wars is
Pause!
about. That's all
Oh
Star Wars is
man! That's such a cool interpretation you have of Star Wars, buddy.
Yeah.
Man, even though I dislike Star Wars immensely now, I still wouldn't say that about it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's formulaic, but it's also
It's like-
really
it's like-
fucking
well,
good
it's like
when it's
another
written properly.
interpretation. It's another interpretation of the. It's just a movie about space wizards for children.
What KOTOR is literally just A New Hope, right? Same story beats, same fucking plot.
I would say similar. There's some. The later
It's
half of
very
KOTOR,
it's
no.
very similar. An evil empire led by a dark force user is building a doomsday weapon to take
Right,
over
but in
the
this case,
galaxy.
you were the force user.
I'm talking about Darth Malak.
I know, but he was your apprentice.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were the
Oh.
you were the evil guy.
fair enough. Why I went the good route.
Yeah, well, yeah, but even then, canonically, you were evil at the time you were knocked out.
Have you seen the ending where Darth Malak gets turned into a Twi'lek dancer?
Yeah, yeah.
Keep going.
The
We're nearly there.
imbecilic, room temperature IQ brainlets who post
Good faith.
Stop talking about yourself there, buddy.
I called him a faggot again. God damn it.
in with the imbecilic, room temperature IQ brainlets who post Drek like this, and
Post your IQ.
It's not Drek.
Post your fucking
It's
IQ.
not Drek.
Do it right now.
No, better yet,
post
post an image of your face so we can laugh at your
your
disgusting
IQ.
British teeth.
Every time someone says low IQ, I want them to post their fucking IQ.
the cost of
Oh, my
tacitly
man.
affirming
Listen here. Sneed has made a successful feed and seed business out of fucking Chuck's fucking brothel house. He is not low IQ. He's a smart boy.
He's made a thriving business.
cost
Yeah,
of being
fine.
lumped in with the imbecilic, room temperature IQ brainlets who post Drek like this, and the cost of tacitly affirming, in some small way, this deplorable hatred and
That's not what participating.
It's not deplorable hatred, and he's not fucking.
And you watching a fucking movie
co-signing
does
it or
not
whatever he
tacitly
said it
endorse
was.
anything except the fact that you're watching a fucking movie.
Yeah.
bigotry. That's the video. We're done. Star Wars community try not to be worthless human beings challenge fucking impossible, I guess.
Wow.
It comes from
The
you.
fucking salt. Holy shit.
Jesus. Thanks to all my patrons on screen now, as usual, especially Kevin Douglas and Ian Fifield. Now, if you don't
You
mind,
have
I'm going to go and
5.
slam my head repeatedly.
I'm sure.
6.
I'm gonna give him the benefit. Well, like I assume these are just his big donators, not all of them. I would assume.
Oh, well, let's find out.
He said his description is good faith and base takes. Oh my!
Let's find
God.
out. Let's
Good
take a
faith.
look at
Good faith.
patreon.com pillar of garbage. Let's see. The first tier is Garbage Man tier. Second tier is Garbage Lord tier. Third tier is Garbage Goat tier. Oh, that's kind of funny. And the fourth tier is Pog Champion tier.
Oh my god.
Oh, right, because Pillars of Garbage.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. At least there's a joke there.
He's got 48 patrons out of 64k subscribers.
Hey, well, me
Ouch.
laughing at his joke tacitly endorses everything he just said.
I fully endorse every single bit of racism and bigotry that happens to everyone everywhere. As a CEO of
Basically against a
racism,
wall.
Alright, well, what was your opinion of that video?
I hope everyone involved with the making of that video gets shot. That's my opinion. That was fucking dog shit.
Yeah, that sucked. That was...
I have not seen a man reach that far in my entire life.
Yeah, that went from funny at first to just insufferable. Like he's
So,
like,
shall we watch it? Shall we watch another one for the next episode?
no way, fag, I'm out.
I will find a good one. Let's see if he has a 40k one.
Oh no. Why he's gonna have Why the Skaven are a racist the racist depiction.
Oh, thank goodness. He has no. Oh my god. Pillar of Garbage explains how EFAP targets smaller creators, and he uses
He went after
Merle's.
a Redditor!
Oh,
He went after a single Redditor!
no, dude, the thumbnail has Muller's face docs in it.
I don't know what that is.
His face, his real life face, what he
Oh.
looks like IRL. Look at this. It's 35 minutes long. Holy shit.
I just
will-
find it funny that he says going after smaller creators is bad, and then he made a 18-minute video on a fucking Reddit post from one guy and accused him of being responsible for all the racism.
It's amazing. It's incredible.
But yeah, we're the ones who lack self-awareness, mate.
Yeah, definitely. With a what did he say? The brainlets?
Yeah, the
What-
brainlets, the room temperature IQ, the imbecile,
Yeah.
or he said the imbecilic brainlets, I think.
Well, that was a good first episode.
God, that sucked ass, bro. I want to die. Oh, where's Willem when you need him? We would have had to just stop 10 minutes in because he would have gotten too mad and we would have just moved on to something else. God, that's... well, I was hoping, it'd be funnier. That was just bad. That sucked.
Since what do I want to say? Since our poor friend Sneed over there got endlessly harassed by the bigoted trolls that make up Pillar of Garbage's YouTube audience, I think we should play this in honor of him.
What's this getting copyright struck?
Come gather round, children, it's high time you read about a villain named Janny and a hero named Sneed.
Oh god.
We just want to fun, post fresh memes in OC, but Janny deletes them, he does it for free.
That's funny.
So we'll post day and night about the old feed and seed. They have the Janny, but we have the Sneed.
That's funny.
So we'll post day and night about the old feed and seed. They have the Janny, but we have the Sneed.
Nice guitar though. Well, I guess we can call it there. Anyone who watched this, I apologize. Because that sucked ass.
Anyone who watches this should take a look into the Skaven, because they are a cool race.
But
Yeah.
no, you can't.
If this video was your introduction to the Skaven, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it'd be funny. I do.
Don't go to Age of Sigmar though.
Yeah, avoid. Yeah,
Like the
it's
plague.
funny because when we talked about doing this podcast, we meant to make it a Warhammer focused thing, and then we just went straight to Star Wars. But it's fine. I'm okay with branching out.
Yeah, I feel like it's fine if we take this. EFAP started off as a Star Wars oriented thing, and now they're talking about fucking
I thought it was
Puss
just a
in
movie
Boots and
thing.
Atomic Heart.
See, I haven't seen anything past like EFAP 30. And that's not true.
Jesus.
I skipped forward for like 2 videos because one of them I wanted to see because I heard about. Yeah.
Well, I have work and you have to go to bed.
Yeah, I have to.
So I guess we should end it here? Question mark.
Yeah. All right. We may want to edit out the EFAP stuff.
We may want to what?
Edit out the EFAP stuff. I don't know if it's gonna.
Yeah.
We're gonna look stupid.
Have you finished? Have you stopped recording?
No.
Oh.
I'm leaving. I'm letting it go. That way we can have an easy clip. Like we know, just like this bottom tail we can cut out.
Yeah.
I'll stop now.